my headphones snapped in half. Remember? So like they don't cover my ears all the way. So that's why last time you could hear yourself talk because it's bleeding out of my goddamn headphones because they're broken.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, when the thing didn't activate, what's it called? The lighthouse.
Light host.
Yeah, lighthouse. When that didn't activate, that's why it was. You could hear yourself because I'm like, they're bleeding out of my headphones.
But Lighthost also didn't activate.
Yeah,
you did that. Never mind. I'm done. I'm like, you just said that. And I keep wanting to call it Lighthouse because of work, but it's Lighthost.
Lighthost. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of work, customer gave me some brownies today.
Oh, nice. Ooh. Fuck yeah.
Not special
gooey brownies? No, gooey brownies or just the...
These are pretty, I mean, they're not dry.
They're not dry? Okay.
They're,
oh, man.
What's everybody's like wonderfully favorite word? Moist.
I like, I don't like them super dry, but I also don't like, I guess, maybe fudge, like when they're just completely, just caked inside, like just fudge. I like them, like I said, just a little bit of moist and with a nice cold at almost near freezing level of milk. If it's not if it's not ice cold milk, I can't fucking, I can do it. I just don't like it,
Okay. I read you. It's kind of like Oreos, right? Mm-hmm. Like no one eats Oreos with warm milk, right?
No.
Those are psychos. Kriss, right?
He's like,
right,
no.
Kriss?
No, I
don't. One chance to answer correctly.
I have to go. I'll be back.
Just throw up the warm Oreos you just ate.
Is your bot live, Kriss? Like on the Switch?
Yeah, it's live immediately after the stream. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm not watching you play then.
Just watching some other rando.
No, that one other. Mostly I just watched that one chick. I just saw her profile this year, so I don't follow her necessarily, but she's for some reason, again, the zeitgeist, like again, because of the collection and because Delta's coming out. I mean, the internet's just flooded with people playing Metal Gear for the first time, going through all the games, kind of like we are. I'm like, God damn, dude, like it's just everywhere. I'm supposed to talk about it all the time. So
we started first, bro.
We did.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Did we start before Delta was announced or no?
No.
Oh, because Delta was announced the Video Game Awards before that, or the Game Awards before that. Yeah. I don't even remember what prompted me to ask you, German, because this originally was not even supposed to have Kriss, and then I was like, wait, this would be more interesting if we brought someone who's never played it before. And so that's why I had to double check with Kriss. I was like, have you played these? And he's like, I've heard of them. And I was like, oh my God, we have our victim. Let's go.
Yeah. No, we talk about it because whenever we do warehouse at work, we'd always, in the 15, 20 minutes, we have a quote unquote downtime. We'd talk about whatever was going on. And usually we'd somehow end up talking, following back to Metal Gear or Monster Hunter, Yeah. And you're like, dude, we should do a podcast. I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. We should do a podcast. You kind of kept mentioning it. And then when Delta was announced, you're like, dude, we really need to do one now. And you're like, maybe play through all of them. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Was it Delta?
And then I think it was Delta that really just said, we really need to do it now. And I was like, yeah. And then you're like, dude, I talked to Kriss. He's down. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. It's
let's
happening
go
right now. Okay, cool. Before I forget this, I wanna bring this up. When we talked about the shit, this is Act 4, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the Act 4 briefing, when we were Snake and Raiden were getting all emo and talking Shakespeare at each other in the Nomad.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just remembered that they're kind of mirroring Frank Yeager in Metal Gear 2, I believe, when I think Frank was saying to his girlfriend, remember? The one that he accidentally kills on that bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
He's telling her that I don't really have a life anymore. I can't be a man to her and stuff like that. And, he's gone, he's just I can't be this person anymore. Literally.
I'm not normal, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's literally Raiden is mirroring him more than just in aesthetics and being replaced limb by limb. I wonder how much of Raiden is human. Just his head?
Dude, probably just his fucking brain, yeah.
Just his brain, you think?
Well, when he cut off his arm, he seemed to be in a lot of pain. So
I mean,
Well,
there's
I mean,
probably
that's
nerve endings.
yeah, maybe. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, like, look at again. We're gonna go on Full Metal Anime here. Full Metal Alchemist. Ed's arm is still connected to nerves.
did you say Full Metal Anime?
Alchemist.
Did you say nerd?
But if he's had his arms and leg cut off before, and it doesn't damage him, like
When
it
has he had
doesn't
him
hurt.
cut off before?
But I mean, there has to be some kind of like pain receptors. Otherwise, he doesn't know when he's touching something.
I don't
right?
know how that works.
There's got to be touch receptors somewhere.
Touch receptors, maybe not necessarily pain receptors.
Well, they're the same. They're the same thing. The harder you press, like the more intense it becomes, and then it becomes pain.
Pressure sensitive is different than being pain sensitive.
Hey, partner.
But hold on, Chris, you didn't answer my question. When did he cut his arms and legs off before?
Who, Ed Elric?
What?
Oh no! I thought you were talking about Raiden.
I'm talking about Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm
like,
sorry.
No.
I was talking about Raiden this whole time. Well, spoilers for me, I guess.
I just mentioned that, but okay, going back to Full Metal Alchemist. Ooh, that's a good question. Does he scream when his arms get ripped off before in another like fights and shit? I don't know, but I know he screams like hell when he's getting a new arm attached. So that's what I do remember.
Even what's her face, the Major in I almost said Akira in Ghost in a Shell, as she's ripping that tank, she's screaming like as her arms are ripping apart. So
that is a very interesting concept. Like when it comes to robotics or android, I guess is cybernetics. Like if you install some kind of receptor, so you can, like Chris said, know, or you guys said, know you're touching something and know you're grabbing something, and why would you go to the length of installing pain receptors, or to what limit? Because like, let's say you want to install like a temperature receptor. So you say, oh yeah, I'm touching this hot plate. It can't hurt me in the long run because I'm fucking bionic or whatever, but it's a hot plate. But why would you make it like range where like if you touch something really, really, really hot, you're like, oh shit, this hurts, and you want to let go of it? Then what the hell's the point of having the bionic arm?
I think probably so that you know that you're injured. Otherwise, it's like,
you know what,
being paralyzed. Like if you're paralyzed, and you cut yourself, and then later on you're like, oh my god, I'm fucking bleeding to death. Like shit.
But again, you could do it without making it pain. You could just make it like a little, alarm. Wheel, wheel, wheel. Like, oh shit, this is
like Terminator.
This is above the threshold. Yeah, like this is above the threshold. I should let go. I'm going to lose this limb, instead of like making it hurt. I don't know. It's because like I said, he just sees the data. Like, oh, this is the bullet wound. This is flesh wound.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, cool.
I wonder if
he's
it's because
machine.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because he still has a human brain that maybe you can't just not connect those receptors in the brain to something.
Maybe.
It causes ingress, German, because they're not connected to anything.
They're not connected to anything. You know what? No. Okay. I'm gonna.
That literally could be the reason, because if there is ingress, anything could be considered pain if the signal's not terminated.
Well, okay. I'm gonna make a little leap here, or whatever you want to call it. Isn't that like a phantom pain kind of thing? Right? No, people who have lost limbs, they still feel it there, right?
That's
and it still hurts and stuff. So likewise, like if you don't connect this cybernetics to his brain, maybe he would still feel them,
Oh, dude, that could be ingress. Like maybe we just explained phantom pain.
Yeah, no, this
because
they're what it is.
Because they're receptors that are just out. They're searching for something, but they're not getting
close.
What they need.
They're not a closed system like they should be.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah. I mean, even though like I feel like, if you cauterized it, but either way, those receptors are still looking for the thing that was there.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think even like to cauterize, they still feel it. People swear up and down that, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Concept to think like they still feel that arm there. Like, damn,
So I don't know if a lot of people know what ingress is, but ingress is like signal noise going into the system. And it's a term that we use in cable. And I'm sure people out there are like, yeah, we fucking know, bro. But just in case you didn't, that's what ingress is. And then the one where it's leaking is egress. So yeah. So you bleeding is egress, and bacteria going into your bloodstream, that's ingress. How about that? That's a good way to.
Yes. I mean,
I
always remembered from science, it was immigration and emigration. I was like, what the fuck? But
oh my God, you just blew my mind. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, dude.
Immigration and emigration.
Yeah. And I remember, I think it was explained to me very similar to like said, like a herd of elk, like one's coming in, so that's immigration, and the herd of elks leaving, that's immigrant. I'm like, oh shit.
Huh. My
To
mind
like
was
that
blown.
biosystem or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting that,
But yeah.
like, but anyways, yeah, going back to, we were jumping a little ahead there.
No, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that he's mirroring Gray Fox.
Oh yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
right. I did forget about all that.
Yeah, it just came to me like as I was driving, I was like, whoa, like Ryan's going through the same emotional shit where he's just like, I'm not me anymore or never was, right? Because he even says that in MGS2, he's just like, I'm just a blank slate, you know, I'm Jack the Ripper or whatever. God, I hate that name. But yeah, it's just like, I'm
I
nobody.
mean, Jack the Ripper, and then you had freaking Frank the Hunter or whatever was his name.
Oh yeah, Frank, because he was a Frank Hunter, so I wouldn't even know his real name. Which I didn't know that. That's why I'm so glad I played through Portable Ops, because that's when they say that's why he got that name, right? Portable Ops.
Yeah, I believe so. They explained to you that he had the
he was a Frank Hunter. He was like a blunt, you know.
Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, going back to the pain versus pressure thing, there's a medical condition called SEPA where you cannot feel pain. You're not what's it called? You're not
nerve dead.
Oh my gosh, what is it? You just mentioned it.
Paralyzed.
Right.
You still have feeling. You have ability to use the limbs. Right. So you're not
paralyzed.
Oh my, paralyzed. Yeah, thank you.
German said it.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that. You're not paralyzed, but you cannot feel pain.
Right. So that is true. That is a thing. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
So they are two different receptors.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's a point. Yeah, there's got to be a point in your body where it's just like, hey, this is a little bit more intense than touch, or a little bit more intense heat or cold. I got to turn on the pain for you to be like, hey, move your fucking hand out of the fire.
Move your fucking or move it out of the cold. You're gonna fucking
yeah. Do your eyes not see what you're doing?
The human body is so fucking impressive with all the shit, the way we've evolved and shit. You know.
Yeah. What as I say, we're perfect machines. Really odd the way we evolved, and even though we're very inferior compared to the rest of the species on the planet, but I guess the ratio from brain to body were balanced, I guess. I don't know, until something better comes along, like androids or NVIDIA robots. Anybody see that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. NVIDIA, no, I didn't see that, but that whole augmenting your body, man. Like ever since that probably was Ghost in the Shell that got me thinking, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, would I do that? Like one thing's like a prosthetic arm, like you lost an arm, so you get a prosthetic arm or something like that. But another one's to willingly say, like, hey man, my eyes suck. Give me some better fucking eyes with digital and fucking thermal and shit, you know? And it's like, oh, you know what? I want to implant an extra set of digits on my hands so I can type faster. You know, like
4 thumbs. 2 thumbs on the other side,
or just for this, or just a third arm just because you want to be like fucking the cool anime character. Like, dude, well, you got people who we're going like super all over the place.
Forearms? Let's go.
Yeah, forearms. No, but you got the people that like do those weird body things where like they want to look more like a snake or a tiger.
Oh right, actual body modification where they put scales and stuff underneath them and
all that kinds of shit, man. So it's crazy.
Dr. Octopus. Let's go. Who wouldn't want to be Doc Ock, man? That's one of the like greatest Spider-Man villains.
But that's a suit. That's not like him actually getting the surgery. You know what I'm saying? Well, but they do embed into his spine, don't they? Because that's
according to Spider-Man 2. Yeah, like those went directly into his spine. So I mean, that's an exo body modification.
Yeah, and definitely then somehow the AI took over his brain, and that's why he went mad.
Well, because he literally said, this is the dumbest part though of the movie. Like once you're an adult, you're like, that was dumb. Where he's like, this thing in the back of my neck, this little chip is the thing that controls the thing, so it cannot be compromised. And he doesn't protect it with anything.
Yeah.
Someone can come up behind him and just like maybe grab it and twist it a little and it's fucked. And he literally, he has the sun in an attic where, I mean, by the way, that thing must be pumping out so much radiation. But like, he's like, everyone get back. And he turns around and fries the chip. Of course, it's an electronic. It's going to fry. Everything else in that room should have fucking fried. Anyways. Yeah, let's not discuss Spider-Man 2. It's the best one in my opinion, but when you think about that scene, you're like, that was so dumb. What the fuck was going on in that movie? What's up?
Yep.
Who are we and what do we do?
Okay, I guess I'll do that.
We don't want to talk about our weeks first or anything.
If you want, yeah.
I mean, the highlight of my week was earlier today. You were there, Noise.
Was I?
In June stream.
What did we say?
Causing him to stop streaming.
Oh yeah. Kriss said a joke. Oh, I remember now because we're like, we're talking about the faults of the U.S. and whatever in the medical establishment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And June was like, "Come to Switzerland or Sweden, one of those." And
Sweden, yeah,
yeah, Sweden for sure. That's where they have Swiss cheese, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he was like, "Come live in Switzerland," like jokingly. And I was telling Kriss, I was like, "Let's go, fucking, we'll live in this basement." And Kriss said, "What'd you say?" He said, "I just need a closet."
Yeah, I was like, "Room? I don't need a room. I just need a closet."
Yeah. And June was like, "Are closets full of shit or something like that?"
Yeah, they didn't have one or something. Yeah, they didn't have available something. Yeah.
Yeah, and Clover, his girlfriend, which we haven't actually mentioned in this podcast, but she was like, "We could build him a shed." Oh no, well no. They said they didn't have a closet, and you said, "Well, if you don't have a closet, what am I supposed to come out of?"
Yeah.
And Clover's like, "We'll build him a shed," and then you said, "I'm coming. Hey guys, I'm coming out of the shed."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Congrats, Kriss." I remember the whole conversation, but like it flew right over June's head. And Kriss was like,
we had to mansplain it to him.
Yeah, he was like, "I don't think you got the joke."
But I would, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, maybe we should explain it to him. And then he explains it to him. He's like, "Yeah, I get the joke, but like, where did the shed thing come from?" And it's like, "Well, Clover said it." And then June's like, "Oh no." And then Kriss fucking writes a paragraph explaining the joke. And June's just like, "Yes, I get it. I understand." And we just kept like, "Do you get it?" And he's like, "You know what, guys? This is the perfect time to stop the stream." And he literally went into end stream screen. And then we all said our goodbyes and he cut the stream. It was awesome.
What?
Oh man, I was crying laughing at that.
Nah, it was like their bedtime anyways. They've been going for like 4 hours and they're never usually on that late, which kind of surprised me. Yeah. But yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth making June quit streaming for today.
Oh man. Especially the last time, that last comment I made, like, "Hey June, remember when we made that joke about coming out of the shed?"
That's what did it.
One. Yeah, that was hilarious.
That's what did it. He was like, "You know what? Fuck you guys," pretty much.
Because this was just like a minute or so after I'd done that long explanation. So,
yeah.
Oh man,
it's a good thing he doesn't listen to his podcast.
Yeah,
but he pays for it. Thanks, June. We're gonna give you some more content. We promise. Jeremy, what about you?
Nothing much, honestly. Like I said, just a little bit sick on these last couple days, but I'm getting over it. So
okay. I thought I was about to get sick on Monday or Tuesday, but no. Like my body keeps fighting it off. Every time I feel like, oh man, I think I'm getting sick because my son got sick again this weekend, and then like 2 or 3 weeks before that, he was sick also. And I kept feeling like, oh man, I'm catching it. And nope, like within like a day or two, it's just gone. And I'm like, what the fuck? Not complaining, but I'm like, am I going to get hit by something harder? I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah, I'm actually concerned for you too. Yeah, like if you keep fighting it off, like it's going to
maybe
eventually.
But I mean, maybe that's the good thing is maybe my body's finally successfully fighting off colds, which I don't think anyone's human body has fought off colds successfully. They just get you and you're
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, you keep fighting off like a weaker version of it, but eventually it's going to mutate enough where it's going to hit you.
Yeah, I guess.
At least that's my opinion. Yeah. I'm no bioengineer, but
the cold.
The noise.
Achoo. That's it. Yeah.
Achoo.
That's a good one. Chew. That'd be great. Yeah, nothing for me either. I got sent to the lake with no drive time, so I was super happy about that. Nice. That was yesterday, I think. Didn't get lunch, and my soup was like, "Oh, you're gonna show up on a report." And I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, I didn't have time to fucking go on lunch. I did grab food. Like at one of my breaks, I grabbed food and I housed it, and then I kept working. But no, I didn't have no fucking 30 minute or 1 hour lunch. I was just like, well,
before we go on a rant about this, but I think that's so dumb that it's like you didn't get a lunch. You didn't take a lunch because they didn't give you time to take a fucking lunch, and you're the one that's going to show up on a report.
Yeah.
How about this goes back to the fucking routers and say, like, hey, dude, you got to make sure people get time for their lunches. But no, it's on us, right?
Yeah. They were lucky that I even showed up at the lake at 8 o'clock to work all the way till 7 straight, by the way. Straight.
Jeez.
So it was just like, why are you guys getting mad at me when you didn't give me drive time from 8 to 9 and drive time back home from 6 to 7? Which means you guys overbooked that day, and then you threw me out into the wolves. So,
and like I said, and you're the one in the report. Don't worry, don't forget that. That's the important part. Is that
the thing
somehow you were supposed to manage all this shit.
Yeah, the thing that sucked the most is like I couldn't sleep the night before. Like I was just like my mind was racing, and I couldn't sleep, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I don't think I fell asleep until like 3 something.
Oh dang!
Yeah, because I was like, okay, well, let me sit down and play some video games or something. Usually that'll make me sleepy, especially. Spoilers, but MGS5, just because of the nature of it. It's not boring, Chris. It's just the nature of the game. It's open world, so you could totally just kind of like press forward and fall asleep as you're pressing forward. So I was just like, oh, if I play this, like I'll just be like getting sleepy, and I was tired, but like my eyes were not getting heavy. So yeah, and I was like, okay, I think I'm finally getting there, like around 3 o'clock, and I laid in bed, and I think I was awake for like another 30 or 40 minutes until I finally fell asleep. And then, wake up, fucking, it was like 6:30. Yeah, 6:30, did my bathroom stuff. And then I look at my phone and it's like 8 to 9 in South Lake. And I'm like, what? And I called my soup and he's like, make sure you leave by 7:30 then. And I'm like, okay, cool, I guess. Like, thanks for having my back. Yeah. But it's, they also got their, hands tied. Their bosses are going to yell because they don't control the schedule.
Yeah.
So it's their bosses, and then we got to do a routing says, and then sometimes we don't do a routing says. It's all jacked up. But yeah, so like on the way back home, like I was struggling to keep my eyes open. I was like, dude, this will not be the day I'm going to fucking crash, just like struggling to keep my eyes open. I got home safe, of course, but I came in the living room, dropped on the couch, passed the fuck out, and then wake up. And oddly enough, I didn't wake up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm like, well, I'm awake, like wide awake. So more MGS5, naturally. Until I was like, okay, time to get ready for work. And then today was a normal day. So
there you go.
Yeah, that was my adventure this week. It was yesterday. But let's jump in. We have a fuck ton of shit to talk about. I believe with the second half of this act. So welcome back, everybody, to Codec Calls, a Metal Gear Saga podcast, where we discuss the Metal Gear games from 1987 all the way to the present in chronological release date order. I am Luis, codenamed Red Noise, and I am accompanied by... waiting on German.
Oh, hey.
No.
Me? No?
No, you usually suggest something. I'm accompanied by my two...
Oh! My two... I don't know. I don't have anything to stop.
The one time
I know,
he's not prepared.
I'm trying... I was going to say routers, maybe? My two routers? I don't know. Nothing came
I'm accompanied by my modem, one modem and a router.
There you go.
A router and a switch.
A router and a switch. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. German,
codenamed... Oh, Jesus Christ.
I got one. About my two amputees, or my two missing limbs. Your phantom pains? Yeah. Your two phantom pains?
Yeah, that's right, because we were talking about phantom pains. So my two phantom limbs.
Yeah, there you go. Phantom limbs, like that.
Yes. Better. Germain, codenamed Chrono Riser.
Hey, guys.
And Kriss, codenamed Blue Rhino Boss.
Hey.
Fucking nailed it first try.
Got him.
Let's jump in.
Yeah.
So last we left off, Kriss spent 4 days hunting down a robotic snow wolf sniper in a blizzard, and then almost continued.
Almost
until thankfully I was in chat and I was like, "Checkpoint, Kriss!" And so he stopped there, and Kriss, you were greeted by a familiar moment going down the stairway to the furnace.
Yeah.
What happened there?
I don't remember.
I just watched that part because I didn't see that part on the stream.
I know it was one of those like flashback things.
No, not even close. No.
Yeah.
In MGS1, when you go down the stairs, or do you want to tell them, German?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, duh. Okay, yeah. The switch to disc 2. Otacon calls you and like, oh, switch to disc 2. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Or Snake is. And I thought that was really cool that they put that in there because in MGS1, yeah, that's where you switch to disc 2.
Disc 2.
And I like how he goes on to talk about like how, oh, it's dual layer DVD or something. Yeah, it's like dual Blu-ray, and what will they come up with next? And it's like, oh, you have no idea. But
I know if you could tell them like cool. No more physical media, Otacon.
Yeah,
we're literally fighting to keep video games alive, Otacon. Yeah, and fucking Snake is just like get a grip, Otacon.
So this part, I actually just saw this on your stream, Kriss. By the way, I couldn't focus on the stream and this podcast because I'm hearing Kriss on the stream talking. So I'm like, wait, what? I like, what I'm saying? Like I kept hearing Kriss in my ears. So I thought he was saying something, but it's his fucking VOD. But anyways, this section here, I won't lie. It didn't get me because it didn't get me. But because I am, like I said, I'm not gullible. I'm just stupid. Okay. I did. Like, I remember to this. Dude. No, I am. Because like, I will question why you're telling me to do something like to high heavens.
Just do it.
But I'll just do it. Yeah, but I'm not like gullible. Like I said, I always come back to the whole Santa Claus conversation that I had when I was a kid. When the kid said, "Oh, Santa Claus comes to your house," and I was like, again, I wasn't gullible. I just like, "Oh, yay, awesome, free presents." I was like, who the fuck is coming in my house in the middle of the nighttime? Like again, like yeah, I was like, what? How the fuck does he get in, dude? Like again, stupid. I'm like, does he have a key? Does he come in through the fucking window?
Do my parents know?
I did. I swear to God, I don't know if I told that story here, but yeah, no. And then he's like, oh no, he comes down the chimney, and I'm like, I don't have a chimney. And he goes, me neither. But he's magic, bro. He's magic. And again, stupid, just not gullible.
I like picture both of you going like, yeah, me neither. And then just kind of like sitting there for a second, like trying to rationalize it.
Yeah, no, and this kid goes, but trust me, man, he's magic, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? I go to my teacher, I'm like, I guess Santa Claus
comes to the oven vent.
Yeah, I was just confused. But anyways, so this section guy here, I remember thinking like, again, there's all kinds of flashbacks and Easter eggs and all kinds of fan service in this game, right? So, we're Shadow Moses. I'm like, ooh, I don't know what they're going to do here. And I said to myself, ooh, they're probably going to do a second disc joke, right? Or I was like, maybe I got to call Otacon or something like that, right? And I get to that little stairs or whatever, and the codec call comes in, and he's like, hey, don't forget to switch the disc. And like, I swear, again, I'm not gullible, but I was like, I looked at my box and I remember opening it. I was like, there's no second disc in here, right? I'm like, just in case it's in here, And he's all like, oh yeah. Then the whole scene, I'm like, okay. I knew it was gonna be a joke, but I still had to make sure there was no fucking second disc inside my fucking PlayStation.
Guess yourself.
Yeah, I was like, just making sure there's nothing else. And I even remember looking at the cover in the back or the back where it says one disc, and I'm like, okay, only one disc. Okay, only one. We're good.
It makes me think too, like Eternal Darkness. Where the game's gonna fuck with you. You've been told the game's gonna fuck with you, and yet something happens when you're like, whoa, and you're like, oh no, it's the game. It's the game. It's fucking with me. Yeah. Well, wasn't there also is it here? There's a Psycho Mantis Blackout.
What? In 4 or in like the original?
In 4.
Oh, no.
I saw it happen to Kriss, but I don't exactly remember when it happened. Shit.
Blackout.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, maybe someone who's listening could help us out. Maybe one of our producers. That's actually why I called them producers, also because podcasters have producers, and their producers usually look shit up for them. So, if one of our producers out there can look up where the blackout is for MGS4, there is. It's like it literally goes like Psycho Mantis yells blackout. It goes black, and then it does the Hideo thing again, just like an MGS1. And I forgot about it until I saw it on Kriss's stream, and I was like, oh shit. But I don't remember where it's at.
Yeah, you're right.
It must have been prior to this one because I listened to most of this last checkpoint, with the exception of the disc part. So it must have been earlier because Psycho Mantis's room I don't know, maybe it is here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if it was directly before the Crying Wolf fight, maybe?
No, because it didn't. Shit, I don't know. Maybe it happened to me and I don't remember. Hold on.
You're gonna look it up.
Oops, I put MGS5. My bad. MGS4. Psycho. Mantis. You picture me dancing?
Yeah, you told me.
Blackout. Let's see. MGS4. Okay, where is this? No, hold on. It's an MGS4. I swear. That's why it like threw me off because I was like, what?
Apes.
What?
Oh, just you wait, Kriss.
Apes. No, because these are just giving me MGS1. Is there multiple? What the hell is this bullshit?
While you're looking that up, I was gonna say in the Wolf Battles stage, I guess you want to call it. I know you played around a little with the wolves or whatever, Kriss. But Noise, correct me if I'm wrong. In this section, you can actually go over to as well, right? Where fucking the Crash Chopper is, right? Behind D. You can actually go there, right? In this section here. Am I wrong?
The arena's more open, so it's not just that square arena that it was from GS1.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like some of the walls fell down or fell over, and you have a little bit more access to the place because you can actually walk around. It would be Tower 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from where you usually come out of to go fight Sniper Wolf. So yeah, so the arena's much bigger, obviously, because it would if you were in that little square with that wolf, you'd be fucked. Like you'd be just stuck in a tiny space with a giant robot.
But yeah, Kriss, like one of the things that would do, Kriss, at almost any given time is I would just pause the game because it would show you the whole map, and you could see like, oh, there's a little deviation to the left, or there's like vents over here, some stuff like that. That would help me kind of explore around and see what else is potential a path or stuff like that. But Noise, you're definitely injecting some memories into me because I'm like, dude, do I remember that or not? Like I can't.
I'm incepting you.
You are 100% incepting me right now. I want to say there was something, but I can't recall off the top of my head. So
spin your dreidel. Are you dreaming?
No. Jesus. No.
What do you guys think? Yeah. Was the whole movie a dream or no? You've seen it, right, Kriss?
Seen what?
Inception?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know.
Because that top was wobbling for a little bit.
It kind of does a little wobble, but I say he's dreaming because I just don't see anyone have that much pull, in my personal opinion, with the government and was able to clear his fucking name or some shit like that, unless you are in the government. He was just a businessman as far as I remember. So
it was very like Total Recall, right? Where it's just like this dude all of a sudden is a secret agent, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, no, this has to be the dream he paid for.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wanted. He wanted to be a secret agent because like this is super off topic, but because Leo DiCaprio's wife keeps showing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what does she keep trying to do to him?
Get him caught or wake up? What does she do?
Yeah, it's like she's trying to wake him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when he's at the very beginning, when he's going through that, he ties like a rope to a chair.
Mm-hmm.
She like purposefully makes it so that like he's falling so that he would like wake up, because that's the whole thing, right? The kick the person, kick a chair from underneath the person so that they feel that they're falling so that they can wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like she woke up, like she didn't kill herself. She woke up, spoilers for Interception. She didn't kill herself. She woke up and now she's trying to wake him up.
And he's just still...
Yeah, I feel like the whole movie is that until the ending, right? Because the ending, you kind of see the top starting to wobble a little bit. And this is the only time he successfully sees his kids' faces.
Well, does he see them? Because I thought the camera doesn't show that he sees them.
Well, that's the thing. Every other scene, they never turn their heads. But at the last scene of the movie, they do turn their heads. That's why it's just like, what the fuck? But anyway, Inception. Guys, watch it if you haven't seen it. Also, we fucked and spoiled the whole thing for you. Anyway.
But anyways, yeah. So we go down here. Godicon, like I said, he got me a little bit, but not really. But yes,
So how would you, just out of curiosity, how would you rate that compared to like Metal Gear 1 or even MGS2, where they tell you to turn off the game?
Oh no,
right? Because
no,
you were
no.
younger back then. So
Oh yeah.
that was definitely fucking with you.
Well, dude, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but for sure, Metal Gear 2, when fucking Colonel's like Metal Gear Solid 2, and he's like, "Turn off the game." I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was playing like at midnight, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Should I turn off this game?" Like, oh hell no! Like, he did get me 100%. Right, and you've been playing too long, like turn off the game. I was like, "Oh fuck this shit,"
It's game. It's just a game.
No, it got to me 100% back then, especially because that whole theme is about control and fucking computers and AIs. I was like, again, I'll say this right now, and Hideo in this next game he's working on or whatever, not the Death Stranding, but the next whatever game IP he's working on.
Yeah,
I want to see a developer, not just Hideo. I'm just saying he's doing something similar. Maybe I want to see a developer make a game where like Kriss, what's that sentence? The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy
dog.
Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Yeah. So like that concept, but instead of like that sentence for one letter for every letter of the alphabet, like somebody's got to do like a recording of stenographers, how they punch in sounds instead of actual words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to get like a recording of like all these potential syllables and sounds that could be made. Maybe not all of them, but like a majority of them. So that when you play a game and you punch in your name, like me, I put in German, I can actually say like, this is how you fucking pronounce it. And the characters in the game will actually say Herman versus, just be like, hey, it's you. And then they'll say, type in your name. You know what I'm saying? Mm. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, I mean, we're at the point of technology where I think it's possible to actually get your name physically read in the video game.
We do have that tech. We've had that tech actually for whenever Siri was acquired by Apple, actually. Damn, this is to be like 2011. But because I remember one of the features of Siri was you can tell her how to pronounce a word correctly.
Oh yeah.
Like if she would say it a certain way, you'd be like, this word is actually pronounced this. And then she would repeat it back to you and she'd be like this. And she would give you like 2 or 3 options because, she's not too sure how she heard you. But yeah, then you just pick, the second option. And then she'd be like, okay, I'll pronounce it this way from now on. So yeah, if there was like, I'm always curious why more game developers don't implement that kind of stuff into games, because
me too.
It bugs me with ever since Final Fantasy X, I cannot name my characters and it bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like
this really 10's the first time I did that?
Because there was voice acting.
Oh shit.
Before that, there was no voice acting. So you can name your characters whatever you wanted. And that was the best part of RPGs.
Because you just read them. You just read the dialogue, yeah.
Yeah. And then 10 came out, and I was like, I don't want to be named Titus or Titus, whatever. It's a stupid fucking name, anyways. But and everyone pronounces them all weird, anyways, like Kimari and Lulu and Riku and whatever.
Yeah. But no, I'm saying that'd be kind of I think that'd be kind of cool. Because so imagine now Metal Gear, going back to the whole point of this conversation, it's like, imagine if that technology existed for Metal Gear Solid 2, and when you punch in your fucking name on the node as German. And it's like, Herman, you're playing this game free. Like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm like, off. Bye.
I gotta bleep your name.
Oh.
Just doxing yourself.
No, it's okay. That's how we do. You say your name all the time.
Not our full name.
Oh, did I? I did say the whole full name. Yeah. Oh, there's more than one. But it's okay. I get you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We've also mentioned our locations a little bit. Not pinpoint, but yeah.
But
I'm sure there's only one of you in this area.
But anyways, yeah. But imagine, like Colonel actually saying your name. That would freak the shit out of you,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, during that part, that'd be fucking hell scary.
But yeah, no, like I said, I think Psycho Mantis was still better done than this little section here, or
well, especially because not only did he he did the little demonstration, your controller rumbles and whatever, but the fact that he's like, I can read your every move. Like that forced you into the real world of going like, why? Like literally what he says once you figure him out, you're saying to him beforehand. You're like, why can't I shoot him? Why can't I do anything? And then once you figure it out, the tables have turned, and he goes, why can't I read your mind? And it's it's the most fourth wall breaking fight in any game. Like even like the end. All those fourth wall breaking things, they're optional. Psycho Mantis is mandatory. You cannot move forward unless, of course, you get that phone call later. Or that Codec call later where it's just like, "Hey, idiot, blow up the statues because you're fucking stuck."
Yeah.
Or port 2 is jacked up and it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, most people, I'm sure they're like, I don't move on from here. I'm stuck.
I'm sure people got stuck on that section for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go back into this like furnace section, I guess, right? You go.
We made it down the stairs. Yay!
Yeah, I know. Nothing super important in my personal opinion here. Unless you guys want to add something to it.
Well, the furnace is no longer on.
Well, yeah.
So, so it's frozen. You can't do the Terminator 2 thing anymore. The thing that our friend Spy was having such a hard time with when he was playing MGS1, the little crane that moves back and forth, is completely missing. Because Kriss was like, I wonder if I can land on that. And like he like literally grabbed onto the ledge after he was sidling on it. He just like jumped down a little bit, held on with his hands, and he just let go. And he's like, yeah, I guess I can. And then just started running around.
Yeah.
And then alerted all the scarabs.
That's what I do.
Yeah. The elevator's not working in this room, right? Either?
I don't think it is, no.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just nothing but scarabs here. And then you try to go through the normal door that should take you to the freight elevator down to the cold warehouse with the
Vulcan fight,
Raven.
Yeah. Oh, Raven.
Who?
Yeah. No. Vulcan.
Who?
Vulcan.
Right. But Otacon says that it's locked, and he was like, I'm sure I unlocked everything, but it's probably because there's like no fucking power or whatever.
Frozen over.
But then he mentions to go to a certain spot of the map that does not exist in MGS1.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? I have a big gripe with this. There's this whole other part on the northwestern part of the map, first floor, where there's an elevator. Where did this come from? And why couldn't we use that in MGS1?
Right.
They hadn't made that expansion yet.
Yeah, I guess.
I think now we beat the act already. So like I was gonna say, like, personally, I love this whole act, right? It's the best act ever. But I am sad that we didn't get to visit other staple sections.
I would have loved to have gone through all of it.
Yeah. Like, and again,
I know
like,
that's asking too much, but as a fan.
Yes and no, because check this out. So they easily said like, oh, like, you know, this door's frozen, so we got to go through this. They added things, you know, the walls collapsed because it's not in upkeep no more or whatever. Yeah. I mean, they could have easily been like, oh, yeah, you can't go down this elevator anymore to go down to where you first fought Ocelot, right? Like, because there's no point going down there, right? There's no point going down there.
The armory.
But why wasn't there like a little vent, a little hatch, or you know, you destroy some scarabs or some shit, and you know, I'm saying like something blows up where you're like, oh hey, there's a little tunnel in here. Like, let me crawl through there. And like, oh shit, I'm back where I fought Revolver Ocelot. That's kind of cool, you know. Putting a little fucking weapon in there or music in there, you know. I would have loved to visit all these places. That's what I think would have been super fun. Go back to where, you know, what was it, the Colonel's room or where he fought Psycho? What is that?
The Commander's room, yeah.
The Commander's room. You know, just stuff like that. I mean, obviously, maybe not every single one. Like maybe going to the top of the fucking Tower 1. I get that. Maybe you don't go up there, but at least
the landmarks. Basically, you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the stuff like that. I personally wish we could have gone through more stuff. And like you said, because they did it here, so you didn't go down. They added an elevator that shouldn't be there. You know, and they could have added a vent system that just you couldn't access in Metal Gear Solid 1 because for whatever there wasn't a box there for you to climb on or something. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I get why they did this, just to be like, hey, there's other parts of Shadow Bros you didn't know about, which is a cool idea too. But it's so obvious that it's like that was not there.
It was added on there, yeah, 100%.
Like I don't know why they added like a whole it's like a whole nother section that you could walk to. Like it would make sense if it was like, hey, this kind of looks like a door in MGS1. Let's make that something that you can access now.
Sure, yeah, it was just a secret door. We can even argue that.
Or a secret door, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like...
Or a door that German didn't see. That was clearly a door.
That you and I saw.
Quiet you.
Oh, sorry.
Shut up!
There you go. But yeah, no, like I said, yeah, I remember that also thinking like I'm like whatever, because I was excited to go down there. I thought I was gonna go see where fucking you fought Vulcan, you know. I mean, what's gonna be down there? Nothing. We already fought the boss of this area, you know. In your mind, at least you're like, I already fought the boss, so whatever, you know.
Yeah, maybe you could run into some claymores again on your way to the next freight elevator.
Oh, Jesus, I got. And as soon as I got killed by it, I remember like, oh yeah, there's fucking. I remember now. I was like, I remember. But yeah. So yeah, you go down this elevator, and you go to this whole new section.
Because even when you get to that part, you come out on the other side of that little frozen warehouse. So I don't know why they couldn't just let you go into the warehouse from there.
Yeah.
Because the freight elevator parts, they're not interesting.
No,
but it would have been nice to just roam around in there for a second and hear the crows. What if the crows were still there? Just like
yeah. No, you know what I just thought about, dude? What instead of like riding the freight elevator down, you use a rope. He's like, hey, there's my rope. You just again, this fan service, right? So why couldn't they add the little like instead of shimmying down the tower one, you're shimmying down that large freight elevator section, Yeah. And the shimmying, repelling down that elevator.
Right. You know what I think is funny? I feel like we're the only Metal Gear fans that put so much emphasis on that rope line.
On that rope.
I've never heard anybody else talk about the fucking rope as much as we have.
Well, yeah.
And now it's a meme within our community, which is great because now everyone's just like, when it's like, man, if only I fucking had something, if only I had a rope, and it's just like,
it's like our Deus Machina kind of thing, it's like whatever we needed, it's a rope,
Yeah.
If it was a ration, if it was fucking whatever, it's a rope because again, it was such a funny line,
Oh god, the syringe. Oh man, yeah, can't wait. Okay, we gotta get to that part. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, if only you had a rope. So yeah, what my memory's failing me. So you go down this elevator. Is this the room where like the conveyor belts and the geckos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's like, it was the molding room or something.
Oh, right, because it's a furnace. So what the fuck were they? Remember, we're like, what were they making there?
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they're doing. This is the room where they were actually. It was like the actual foundry, I guess,
shaping or pressing or whatever.
The pressing. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So how was it down there, Kriss?
It was fantastic. I blew them all up after a few tries. I did try sneaking by a couple times. I didn't give it a good college try because I could have tried harder and I could have kept trying. But I did try.
Do you remember shooting the armored plate and not the leg, and then wondering why it wasn't going down?
Yes.
That was cracking me up because you just kept shooting the same spot, and it's right above their vulnerable leg spot, and it just kept hitting that plate, and like I can hear the sound,
the ting ting ting.
Yeah, and Kriss was like, "Why is it going down?" And I'm like, "Kriss, the plate. You're shooting the plate.
Shooting the metal part."
Yeah,
I must have missed that whole section there.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, but further confirming what German was saying before, that you can shoot their legs and they will fall.
So he says.
Yeah. I'm still shocked from that.
I believe what I see it.
But yeah, went through there, and there was the three of them plus all those scarabs. The scarabs I took care of, not too bad, not too difficultly. And then the three geckos, took care of them, and was confused on how to exit, and then I found the right way and got out of there. And
does that bring you straight to the
Metal Gear?
Okay, so it is that,
I think
like,
so,
bridge part.
yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
With more scarabs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna say, personally, even my first playthrough, I do think the geckos are a little overused here, in my personal opinion. Because like, if you're not trying to go for stealth, if you're just playing the game, I was like, yeah, I just want to play this game. Especially my first playthrough, I wasn't trying to get big boss ranking or nothing. I was just like trying to enjoy the game. I have enough shit to kill these things. By this point, you've already unlocked the railgun, obviously. You have RPG-7s, you have the F whatever ones, the javelins. These things aren't much of a threat, dude. So it's like, I just think they're just kind of a little annoying in my personal opinion. They could have done something different. I don't know. But again, instead of adding this whole section with just these geckos, they could have given us more those Easter eggs we're talking about, go back to see where you fought, Liquid and all that shit, or Ocelot and stuff.
Speaking of javelins, we have an exclusive argument for our Patreon listeners. I don't know. I don't remember how long it lasted, but it was on our other podcast.
Oh my God.
And
like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So that's going to be a bonus for our Patrons if you want to hear German, Kriss, and I argue about how javelins work in real life. Even though I 100% don't remember German saying in real life last episode. So let us know if he did say that, because I don't remember it. Even though I did the editing, I don't remember. So Yeah, if you guys want to hear that argument that got pretty heated, German was like reaching through the microphone and trying to choke me. Yeah, we'll have that for our Patreons. It's about only like 10 minutes or something like that, but it was pretty funny. We had a laugh. But yeah, go ahead, continue. You have an arsenal. Like, why the fuck are these guys here?
Yeah, again, because in the very beginning in the Middle East, they are scary. They are threatening because all you have is the fucking M2 or what is it, the fucking trank gun, and your M4 if you're lucky, right? So you're like, what the fuck? Like, how do I beat these guys, right?
Right.
You do feel helpless. You do feel like you need to run away from them and hide because even again, there's no real incentive to fight them because you're like, dude, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I'm out. And here at this point, you're like, they're especially since you did that whole Drebin section where you're on his truck or whatever, and you realize they go down. Even on boss hard, they go down pretty quickly with whatever that mounted machine gun is. It's a 30mm cannon or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They got down pretty quick. They're not intimidating anymore, in my personal opinion. They were more intimidating when you were trying to sneak around them. And at this point, again, unless you're trying to go for the boss ranking or something like that, you are not gonna care if you get caught. You're just gonna pull out your fucking strongest weapon and shoot them and kill them, So I just think they're kind of a waste, personally.
I also don't like the scarabs here either. It's the only thing that pulled me out of the experience, Like, I expected soldiers my first time here.
Sure.
And instead I got these machines and I'm like,
I still want to say something about the scarabs until later. I still can't talk too much about them. But yeah,
or at least give us 3 scarabs in a trench coat and pretend they're people.
No.
Let me see if you see them.
Yeah. Because also the fucking frogs were being overused earlier in the game. If you think about it, the only time you see human fucking enemies other than the frogs,
in the previous boss fight, they were overused.
Yeah, in the previous boss fight, I mean, they're fucking. I guess there's PMCs in fucking in Europe, but yeah, like I don't know. I think the frogs were definitely overused a lot too. They are kind of tough to fight, but
I feel like the frogs, they were built up to be this elite force, and yet they're just like any other soldier.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So I really expected more out of them. Even with the first fight. The first fight, I was like, really? These things? I mean, for sure, my first time, what a fucking hard time I had with them. Like, keeping these other 4 idiots alive, plus, or including this jackass that shits himself, and when he gets knocked out, he falls exactly the same way he does in MGS1. I don't know if you noticed that, Kriss.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He gets knocked out and he lands ass up.
Ass up, yeah.
Face down, ass up. But yeah, I'm like dealing with these 4 fucking guys, trying to keep them alive. And then these frogs that I'm having, a tough time aiming at, because it's like the beginning of the game. So you're like trying to figure out the controls. You're like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. So that was definitely challenging. But then they bring him back again what was the first boss fight? I don't even remember.
Octopus.
Yeah, they're there with Octopus, and it's just like, dude, I just want a boss fight. Why are these fucking guys here again?
Yeah, that's what makes them mad. It's like they come in, they throw a flashbang, and then the PMCs take Naomi, and then you got to fight, like, depending on the difficulty, X amount of frogs, and then the boss fight starts. Like, why did I have to fight these frogs when I just did a whole section of frogs earlier? It is boring. It is bullshit. It should have just been Octopus right off the bat.
I mean, I kind of see, because they are elite soldiers, I see them as like almost a vanguard of the bosses.
Okay.
So like the boss's direct underlings, I guess.
So
but
okay.
Like with Crying Wolf, there was way too many of them.
Sure. No, 100%.
Was my only problem.
But okay, that's why I still got to reserve what I want to say. But like you said, so you can see them as a vanguard or like a not disposable unit, but a unit that they would command as well. Well, Raven had his fucking drones, right? So I also thought they would each get their own kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
Like like Wolf would have some kind of small wolf drones, or I don't know, like just something else instead of frogs and Octopus. Again, I'm not saying they all needed them. They all didn't need some kind of drone.
But if they did, it shouldn't have been. It's just
it should have been frogs.
It's a reused asset.
It's exactly very reused. Very, very, very reused.
They got. I feel like it got lazy.
Yeah. Well, like I said, exactly. They got to session like, what should we throw in here? And they're like, frogs. It was literally like a dartboard. That classic meme of the dartboard where it had frogs, geckos, and then scarabs for later. And it's like, just throw a dart, and it's like, oh, and geckos it is.
Yeah. Guess what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, so it does feel very repeated. But again, it is kind of like what else could you do? Because we're not fighting genome soldiers anymore. We're not fighting, Gorlukovich men. We're going up against fucking Liquid and these PMCs. So,
and that too
I get it.
is these frogs are supposed to be Liquid's personal.
Personal, yep.
So why are they out there defending everybody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why are they away from Liquid?
Mm-hmm. But
that's just
a
what do I know? No. I love this game.
But yeah, no. So here's the next section, and we get to this Metal Gear, and it looks super cool. Like you're in this part where you beat Metal Gear 9 years ago.
That I'm not gonna lie, that kind of freaked me out because I thought it was something in my house, and I was like, "What is making that sound?"
And then that's actually the second part of it. I was grabbing that sound effect and I pressed it just to see if I could hear it, and then I guess the second part came out when I turned it on. This is the whole thing, I guess. And then you guys heard this part, which is disturbing as fuck.
It is, yeah.
I'm glad that freaked you out, Kriss. Anyway,
but no, yeah. So pretty much, I want to get to the part where I want. So you see Metal Gear, it looks cool. I mean, I love this hangar, or is it a hangar? I guess, right, where you find Metal Gear, right?
And I believe the same music goes zoom, doom, 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 right? It's that same song. I hope.
I didn't actually.
I'd have to pay attention to that next time.
Because man, that is so embedded in my brain. Every single time you're like, okay, Metal Gear's right behind this door. No matter how many times you've beaten MGS1, you get through that door, you walk down the hallway because it's silent. You walk down that hallway, and then as soon as you get to the trigger, it fades away, gives you the fucking cutscene like Metal Gear, and then when it cuts back to you in control, it goes zoom, and then it's just like the music doom 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 bum bum. Like it's just, I don't know. It's embedded in my brain. It's I must have just heard it in my brain when I got to this part in MGS4 because it's just like this is what I hear in my head.
But no, yeah. So then this part's pretty cool, and then fucking you see Vamp with 3 fucking arms, as Kriss put it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's what I was gonna say when you were like talking about the body modifications. And you're like, what if you wanted 3 arms? And I was like, I was like, I said something about 3 arms, but I can't remember where the fuck it was. Right here.
Yeah.
Does he have 3 arms?
Fucking Kriss. But it is a very weird scene because Naomi's like fucking grabbing his chest, and I do think like, what the fuck, woman? Like, all right. Yeah, it's very sensual for sure, for some reason. And by the way, he calls her his queen now. He's like, yes, my queen.
Oh, that's right. He's got a new queen.
Yeah.
But, sorry.
Fortune.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't remember her name. Been replaced.
But
by a white girl.
By a white girl. But that's what's funny is that like, so I wish Vamp had a theme, and if the music that plays when you fight him is his quote unquote theme, I think that's not as cool as the original one.
I don't think it is. I like it's like generic boss fight music. I literally cannot even remember it in my brain. No,
I'm watching a fight of the boss right now, and I again, it didn't have to be the original like the dun dun dun, whatever his theme was, but it could remix it, whatever. So the point is, I wanted to like this fight so much, but unfortunately, unlike Kriss,
there
you go,
because there's no fortune. It's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Let me explain it. It's fortune.
I know. I got this one,
but without fortune.
Yes, I got this.
We're gonna make German quick, Kriss.
No. I knew what to do. Like before.
Remember when you made that fortune joke?
Oh, dude, this was great. Loved it.
I knew what to do before the boss even fought. Before I even fought Vamp, like the whole time I was playing this game, I was kept thinking to myself, when am I going to fight Vamp? When am I going to fight Vamp? When am I going to fight Vamp? And I'm like, and how am I going to kill him? How am I going to kill him? Because, we get that scene of you shoot him in the head and he's like, oh, I'm going to take a nap. And he gets right back up at, like 5 seconds later or whatever, right? And then you get explained by Naomi that she's kind of responsible because there's these nanomachines. They're super turbocharged and they fucking heal him,
Super Nano Machines Turbo 2.
Yeah. and I remember when you get the syringe, and I don't remember, and I read it says on there suppresses, and I was like, I'm gonna have to stick them, huh? And I got to the fight, and I remember going like, and I was like, please don't let that be it, right? And I remember I shot him a few times just to see his moves, whatever. And by the way, Kriss, I've been using CQC like for this whole game. My first playthrough ever. I've been using CQC because I thought it was the coolest thing ever, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember I'm like, can I CQC him? And I got close, and sure enough, you can CQC him, and I stabbed him, and I was like, oh man. So for me, it was very sad that I couldn't. That it wasn't more of a surprise, if you will. But Noise, before we let Kriss rage about this a little bit, what did you think about the vampire?
I didn't read it, so I didn't know what to do my first time. But it's the MGS2 fight without the cool shadow gimmick. That's about it.
He should have done the shadow move. Yeah, that does make sense. He doesn't do the shadow move or anything like that.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't pin your shadow to the ground. Mm-hmm. Nor does he do his like flamenco twirls as he's throwing knives. He's very just like a straight up fight. And,
it really is, yeah.
And it's not. I'd say the MGS2 vamp fight is much better than this.
I think so too.
Yeah. But I actually did kind of think it was cool that it was like that it was the syringe, because I didn't figure out the first time. I was just like, what the fuck? He kept getting up, and I did the same thing as Kriss. I'm just like wasting ammo, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like I was like about to rage because I was like, dude, could somebody give me a fucking hint? Like I called Otacon and I called Rosemary. Rosemary is by far the most useless character in this game.
Thank you.
Next to Drebin.
Drebin sells you stuff.
Drebin is slightly more useful than Rose.
Oh, way more useful.
Drebin is just the UI for the war economy system.
Yeah, but he doesn't actively cause you problems. So
sure he does. He keeps trying to sell me shit that I don't want. I don't want it. Don't give it to me. I don't want it. Anyways.
Yeah, but he doesn't call you. Remember what I almost sold you? Do you remember what tomorrow is?
Remember tomorrow's half off day.
All right, I'll give you that. But in this game, I'm talking about this game. Rosemary does not call you in this game. She calls you an MGS2 non-stop.
Yeah, but I've been tricked twice into calling her.
I know, it's great.
And how dare you? How dare you all trick me twice into calling her? Oh, she'll help. She was no help at all.
Hey, she brings up your psych.
I thought it was funny because like I said, I was working, and I was like, oh man, I was like, no, for reals, Kriss, like she will help you this time. And I wanted to like, my brain was like, if I could type for my brain right now, so I started telling them like, no, this is the one time like that we're telling the truth. Like she'll help you. And someone must have typed it in because you call, you're like, fine. Or like, I remember you saying like, fine, I'll call her.
Yeah,
and
I told
him complete nonsense. And you're like, yep, I'm glad I fucking did that.
She literally says, I don't know much about Vamp.
Yes. I can't help you.
Why did you answer, bitch? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, I expected this to be more.
Yeah, especially since he was a fan favorite, believe it or not, Kriss. Yeah. So a lot of people like Vamp, and were super excited that he was going to be in this game. So to just for me to be that
and by the way, on the Boss Extreme, it's no harder than what Kriss was doing.
Yeah,
like he literally doesn't.
That's disappointing.
He doesn't hit harder, and he's not faster. I really don't understand how that's supposed to be extreme on Vamp.
Yeah, because when I like first got him down, and he came back up. When I first got him down, and he first came back up. I'm thinking like, okay, there's multiple phases to the fight, and even like not even thinking that after he got up, that's the second phase of the fight or whatever. Like I knew I was missing something, obviously, but and then I was like, oh, the syringe, finally after many hints and guiding towards that way. I was like, oh yeah, the syringe suppresses the nanomachines. So I'm thinking like you'll have to get him 3 or 4 times because there's the 4 different bars for his like stamina or whatever. So I'm like, okay, you get him down, hit him with the syringe or CQC him or whatever, hit him with the syringe, and it knocks down 1 bar. So it's less that you have to knock down. So I'm thinking like you do it 2 or 3 times at least.
And then the third time, like he's like just super hard to CQC before you syringe him again.
Yeah, or something like that. Like I can even see like it's kind of a disappointing fight because even it didn't take me long at all to get him with the darts.
No.
The M2.
And sometimes I noticed, even after he got back up, you maybe shot him twice, and then he'd go down quicker, which definitely didn't happen to me. But it was like,
no, that's because if you hit his forehead, like the very spot where he took that bullet from Snake originally,
I figured it was.
It's an instant KO. It's an instant KO.
Because he's got no bone there. Is it just fucking straight to his skull?
I guess. I don't know. But yeah,
do his bones regenerate?
It must. But yeah, if you hit that spot, it's a ching, and he just like, and he drops down.
I was wondering. I was like, what the hell? I was like, Kriss fucking.
Yeah. I saw Kriss doing that. I'm like, oh yeah. Like I remember that.
But it definitely took me way more shots. So I think that's all it is that he just has a higher HP pool.
Yeah, probably. But no, Kriss, see, that's the way they could fix this fight. It's like you fight him, and maybe they can even make it so that you have to KO his life, and then like when he's getting up and regenerating, you see him inject him once. It takes away one of his life bars, or and then he's like, "Oh, you bastard," and then he gets a little harder, does new moves. You got to KO him again, and while he's getting up, you do it again. Now he's doing harder moves like the shadow binds. Dude, that would make this boss fight so much better.
Because even, just to jump ahead a little bit, even Naomi injects herself like 3 times.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like 3 or 4 times, yeah.
So why did it only take 1 injection to Van?
Yeah. Very true, very true. Because it was the last little bit of the juice. When there's nothing left in there, you just keep sucking away in the straw.
But Naomi did it after.
That's what I'm saying. So there was nothing left. So she was like, she was trying to get that last little bit.
You're like, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, like so you inject them. What's the worst part is you inject them, and then, well, how should we say this, Kriss? You're about to get an apes moment.
What?
So I'm sad, Kriss, that so after you inject them, you get a little cutscene, and you're like, I'm human again. You're human, like,
Did I text you, German, at any point like that Kriss is going to be sad or disappointed? I don't remember maybe I did it in my brain, but I remember thinking I was going to text you that.
Because I was working. So based on what I was listening to, I don't think Kriss did the cool thing. Because then after that, he goes into the split screen, right, Kriss?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you're Snake and you're just destroying a bunch of fucking geckos. Again, we said they're overused, and then it's just a fucking gecko barrage that you're fucking doing. Right? Well, Kriss, what if I told you can play as Raiden here?
Oh, this is...
I quit.
What?
I'm done.
That was your what moment? What if I told you push start, and then there's a tab that says Raiden, and then you get to fight Vamp as Raiden?
I would have much preferred that. I'm so sorry.
That'd be super cool, wouldn't
it? So wait, is that the case?
Do you want to go back and see if you can?
Are you pulling my leg? Are you yanking my chain?
Well, remember when I told you? Remember when you beat the game, or the game, when you beat the chapter, and you're like, oh man, I got that done fast. I got time, or I'm free for this week, and we're like, oh, we should replay this section again. And you're like, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you should.
Okay. Gosh dang it.
But you can fail this section too.
Yes.
If you don't, I remember my first time playing this, I didn't fail it because I was like, again, loaded with fucking ammo, so it didn't matter. But I think my second playthrough, I was like, what if I don't fucking, because these are suicide geckos, right? They're coming in with like some kind of bombs or some shit attached.
Well, some of them are. The ones that are flashing are, and then the other ones are just decoys or something. I don't know, to bother you. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. At least for me on Extreme, they were all kamikaze geckos.
Oh, okay.
Like as soon as they come close enough, they like crouch down and start blinking.
Yeah, I had some that would just come in and just start shooting or whatever, and they never started blinking.
Oh, yeah. But one thing I forgot about this whole spot is that you have to wait for the railgun to charge, and then you can one-shot these fucking things in the head.
Oh, yeah, because I think someone did mention that to you. They're like, why don't you read the instructions on how to use the railgun or something like that? Yeah, you can charge it up. It's a good weapon. I personally like the railgun.
Yeah, because this last playthrough too, I forgot too. Like I was getting impatient, and I'm like, dude, how come some of them are going down in one shot and others aren't? And then for a second, as I was aiming, I heard that sound. When you fight Fortune, because she's also using a railgun, of it charging up. And then I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. Like I've been fucking spamming this thing. I need to be patient and just one shot them in the head with a charged up
level 3, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's such a difference. Like when you just wait and then fucking one shot them, it's great.
Yeah, Lale actually showed me that. I think it was a day or two after I had streamed. And he's like, yeah, by the way, this is what we were talking about when you should have read it. I was like, oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Because some of them I was one-shotting. I don't think I was ever charging it unless I did it unintentionally and I just didn't realize.
Yeah, because I didn't notice either until I was like, what the fuck? Like some of them are going down in one and some aren't. So yeah, it's when there's that much chaos, like you have a fucking split screen going on, there's chaos happening, like you're not listening to the little
Yeah. Well, you're trying to watch fucking Vamp and Raiden fight over here,
Yeah, because I didn't know if I was supposed to do anything for that either. So I was like, am I supposed to watch over there? Like, I can't multitask. If I'm focused on a fight, that's all I'm focused on. I'm not going to be able to see what's going on, the other
Which
side.
That annoys me. Just give me the whole fucking screen.
Yeah.
Give me the whole screen, and when I finish, give me their fight.
Right?
Sure.
One or the other. Fight both.
Did we mention this? But I believe, I don't know if we have mentioned this or not, but Hideo wanted to do something like this since Metal Gear Solid 2, I believe. He wanted to do some kind of split screen. I don't remember for what section.
True, but I don't remember. Yeah, you're right. I don't even know if we talked about it.
That would have been interesting during that one scene where you're sniping. And
maybe that's where you wanted to do it?
Escorting
Emma?
across the area. That would have been interesting there. To kind of see
from
her perspective.
Shit, where was it?
But that's not a bad spot to put it. But yeah, I remember reading about that he wanted to do that in MGS2. I just don't remember where he wanted to do that. Maybe for the Arsenal fight? Or
if only I had a rope.
Yeah, if only But yeah. So while Noise is doing his thing, personally, again, I thought this part was just shooting the geckos is pretty boring. Again, I could care less.
It was like it reminded me of those like optional mini game type things and try to go for a high score type thing. And I was like, it's not interesting. It's not fulfilling. It's not meaning anything that I want to do in this game.
No. Like I said, it's not really fun. And again, it's not really hard on harder difficulties. It is, but like on easier stuff, it's just like, dude, Kriss, again, you're sitting on like 15 rations, bro, and an endless Drebin supply for the most part, like it's not hard at all. Like, so why even make you go through this? I did want to point out though that I don't know what's the trigger, but for sure Otacon does tell you about Vamp. Like, I don't know if you have to call him enough times or fail enough times or KO Vamp enough times. I don't know what it is, but he will tell you, like, he's like, it's his nanomachines. Snake, you gotta figure out a way how to suppress his nanomachines. Literally says suppress his nanomachines. And I'm like, oh, like you literally just it's literally Colonel telling you plug your fucking controller into port 2.
Yeah, Vamp was just like as long as these nanomachines, just like Kriss, listen.
Dude, he kept getting up saying that. And I was like, I wonder if Kriss is gonna pick it up, man. I wonder if he's gonna pick it up.
It's like when I was telling Kriss in the River Styx, like, wake up.
Oh yeah, wake up,
Kriss. Okay, so I found it. It is that oil.
The sniper? Okay.
Yeah, so it says Emma would have been hold on, what's happening here? This is continuing from a different sentence. So I guess it's this is back when the Chinaman boss was still a thing.
A thing, okay.
So they would be flanked by the Chinaman boss, replaced with Vamp. And the sniper sequence on the oil fence, instead of it being a shooting gallery sequence, Raiden was meant to attack a charging horde of enemies from reaching Emma's position. Once Snake joined in, the camera was meant to go into split screen, showing what he was doing while you were playing as Raiden. And the split screen effect was supposed to appear more often in the game too, but it wouldn't turn up until MGS4. It would have served as the basis for a 2-player versus mode where players could fight each other or play a hide-and-seek type game. That sounds like Metal Gear Online. Like that was kind of like the basis for MGO.
Interesting. Yeah.
Jinx.
But yeah, he literally tells you. There was something else I was going to point out. Damn, what was it? Oh, I don't know why personally. So I think, in my opinion, Raiden taking Vamp out, I don't know, just didn't have that much of an impact or emotion as I would have liked. Because although you did fight him as Raiden, that's in Metal Gear Solid 2, I just don't think he has that much at stake. I don't know. I just think it was.
Well, you know why? Because it's ruined by Naomi.
It's ruined by Naomi.
This whole scene is ruined by Naomi, right? Third person that's in this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's following by the rules. Kriss,
Kriss, housekeeping.
Kriss.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. We had to free him, German.
Oh,
I jinxed him earlier.
You did.
But yeah, it's right, Kriss. Like it's just kind of like I don't know. That's kind of how I felt about the whole Naomi story. I didn't care. Like
I didn't care either.
Right. The whole cancer thing comes out of fucking left field.
Yeah, like it seemed like she wanted to like make you feel bad for her, but you can't after what she's done. Like,
right?
No,
she's fucking double crossed your SNMGS1. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. What are you talking about?
Like three times with that too.
Yeah,
like, what
3 times.
You know, like. I don't understand why Snake is even still talking to her. I just don't get it.
Or Otacon.
Even Otacon's like, please get Naomi back for me, please.
Yeah, I was like, and it's just like, fuck out of here.
The bitch who slept with you and took our information and fucked us over? Yeah. What are you talking about?
I know, right? I know.
Literally and figuratively?
Yeah.
But you know, because when you call him, he's like, make him pay, make him pay. And so like they
for Otacon, I get it. Like for Emma.
Sure, 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like, how could they have implemented this to make it so that Otacon got, closure, versus Snake or versus Raiden. But yeah, then Naomi gives him the little syringe to the Mark II to make it seem like, oh, he's gonna, like you have the choice, inject him with it, and then Vamp just takes it from his fucking
Vamp couldn't even
like, fuck you.
Yeah, he didn't even give Otacon the satisfaction of killing him. He's just like, nope, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
Which is another slap in the face for Otacon. Like, fuck.
Well, yeah, because she's like, do it not for revenge or not for not for revenge, but to end his suffering or something like that.
Right,
mercy. Like, yeah, But and so when he's injecting himself and he's like burning up like a goddamn vampire, right? And they play this somber-esque music. I didn't give a fuck, man. I couldn't care.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I was
also, that just reminded me when you told Kriss, what are vampires weak to? And Kriss was like, he's going through this whole list in his head, like steaks, sunlight,
garlic. He's like,
garlic.
You should give him a ramen, Kriss. Kriss, the ramens are full of garlic.
That's true.
No, but okay. So I did fuck with you because I was like, you got to play this game in the daytime, and you're like, no, that's not it. I'm like, what if it was, Kriss? What if it was? This is the one time we're not lying to you. Your PlayStation knows what time it is.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, we're not going to give you hints until the 1 hour mark.
Yeah,
you were at this fight for almost 30 minutes for sure.
For reals, Kriss. Okay, if it wasn't for us giving you hints, what do you think your natural process would have been? Just keep shooting the fuck at him, or would you eventually gone online, or would you have kept calling Otacon? Not Rose. I know you wouldn't call Rose, but
well, he did.
Yeah.
Well, not keep. Like not anymore.
Without us telling him.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, because
if I was playing by myself and not on stream, I probably would have just gone online to look up to see what it was.
And then been super disappointed.
But being on stream, I think I eventually would have gotten there because I remember thinking that, like, even before I fought him back with Octopus when we had those, I was thinking like, oh, am I supposed to use these on her? And then that fight ended and I never did. And so I was like, okay, I guess not.
That would have made more sense on the beauties, like when they're trying to grab him.
Yeah,
that would have.
So, but I remember thinking in the back of my head, like maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I just couldn't figure out how to use it. And then the couple times I did try to CQC him, I was right in front of him and not like when I was supposed to CQC him, I guess.
Sure, no, he was in offensive mode with kick your ass, yeah.
So he just pushed me down. I was like, okay, I guess that's not a thing, I didn't think of like wait until he's down or whatever to do it then or whatever. But yeah,
sure, a moment of vulnerability.
Yeah,
you
well, even then, when he was down, it's like, okay, he's down now. I use it, right? No, I don't. You have to CQC him and then use it.
It has to be
the best part. I just remember when when Vamp goes down, Kriss literally laid on top of him, thinking that he could camo himself as Vamp. And then he camoed against the floor, and then Vamp was like,
where'd you go?
Yeah,
he's like looking for him. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know Vamp could literally lose you. I was like, whoa. I was like, man, this could be an advantage. Like how could you use that if you could disappear on Vamp? But that was so funny, just like laying on top of him, like Like when he was trying to fucking camouflage against the bra. Like, can I go pink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So, fuck, where was I going with this? Vamp, the nanomachine. Oh, no, like you were saying. Yeah, it's a mechanic that, again, CQC was introduced in Metal Gear Solid 3. And personally, I think it was a very well introduced in that game. I mean, the boss says, try to remember some of the basics of CQC, you know? It's implanted in you that, like, you're going to need this to survive in this game, right? Or, you know, you should be using CQC in this game. Because you're going to run into enemies, like you're going to turn a corner and there's going to be a fucking enemy there, like, oh shit, you know, like you're too close to use your gun, so CQC his ass, you know? And then portable ops, it's there, but you could care less if you use it or not, or if you skip portable ops, let's just say, and you skip the acids CQC is useless. Then you get to this one now that you're seeing all these cool CQC moves. If you haven't been using them, what would make you think about using it on a boss when you've normally never been able to CQC any kind of boss? You can't CQC Octopus in her suit. You can't CQC Raven or the fucking or Wolf. So why would you think about using it on this guy? I like that it was kind of like, ooh, like a hidden mechanic, but it was also at the same time too kind of hidden, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you, like I said, if you had CQC'd the beauties and injected them, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to do the same thing with this guy, and then implemented that whole thing, like you said, every time you do it on him, he gets harder and harder and harder. That would have been probably a perfect boss fight for me.
You know what it makes me think of now that you mentioned that is from Metal Gear 1, that maze part where you have to get to the center, and it's like, oh, you have to blow up a wall. Which wall?
Oh yeah,
right. You have to like punch the walls. Yeah.
Like it doesn't tell you to punch the walls. It's just like you should know how to find the fake wall, right? Good luck.
Or shit, or even Metal Gear Solid 2. Sorry, not Solid. Even Metal Gear 2 with the swamp, the fucking trail that goes. Yeah. There was no rhyme or reason to that. You just fucking had to guess.
Yep.
There was no item in that game that would allow you to help you. I was like, ooh, I'm smart. I'm gonna crawl because surface tension.
Yeah.
Nope. It's just fucking walk around like an idiot until you fucking find the right path. But yeah, like in terms of like, again, it being like the secret way to kill him, not the secret way, but like the only way to kill him. But you know, I just didn't think it was implemented correctly. Again, the fact that you inject them once and it instantly triggers the next section, which is not as cool anyways. But yeah, moving on. Vamp fucking corrodes or whatever the fuck happens to him. But then Naomi starts dying. And she
injects herself like 3 fucking times with this thing.
I guess just to speed up the process to kill herself, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I still say it's because there's very little left in that syringe, but
yeah, fucking Otacon's fucking whining like whimpering again.
Oh
like,
my gosh, yeah.
I do feel for Otacon. I think we agreed on this. I do feel for him, even though I think he's very stupid.
Not for him and Naomi. I feel for him that Vamp
just for him
of you know, his chats for revenge.
Sure.
But the Naomi thing is just like, dude.
No. Yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm like, you can't love her that fucking fast, bro. Like, it makes no sense to me. But it's just so it's not even
same thing with him and Sniper Wolf.
Yeah, that too. But also, I just think it's so. It's not even sad or romantic. It's funny. It's hilarious that she's like laying down, caressing a fucking
a robot,
the little robot screen. I'm just like, dude, I don't know. Again, I think it's funny.
It takes me out of it too. It's just like, the somber moment is lost with this screen in between them. That is a little robot.
Absolutely. Especially when we've seen these robots do little cutesy things when he's like waving his little screen around, and you know. Oh, we did skip completely. I think, did we skip it? I don't even know anymore, man. But I'll mention it just in case I didn't mention it here. About how I hate that the fucking Mark II has like the universal plug into everything.
Oh yeah,
like, you just plug into anything, and it's so dumb because he plugs into Metal Gear Rex, and he's like fucking, you know. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, it doesn't work like that. But whatever, man. But again, you could argue that since Otacon developed both the Mark II, and the Rex, he would know, like, oh, I did put in this special USB drive or some kind of connector here. So I don't know. I guess it's his signature, maybe, like to make sure they all work the same way. I don't know. But
yeah, it just has a standard for.
But didn't he only do a specific part of Metal Gear? Like,
yeah, I think you're right.
I can't remember what he says in Metal Gear Solid 1.
Did he design? He designed the whole thing.
Did he?
Did he not?
Well, I think he does say that he never got to see the finished product because
Because he says
No, because
he designed Metal Gear Rex as a deterrent.
Something like that. He didn't know they were going to arm it with actual nukes.
Right. It's supposed to. He designed it to shoot down ballistic missiles.
Yes. So you could argue that like he didn't know what the actual armament was going to go on it, like the railgun that could fire the nuke. He thought it was just going to have.
So he left the USB port so he could play Doom on it.
I guess. but yeah, getting to this next section here. So Kriss, did you would ever think that you were going to get to pilot a Metal Gear, let alone Metal Gear Rex?
No.
You did.
That thought had never crossed my mind. I can honestly say that.
Nice.
And I won't lie, I do think it is kind of BS that somehow it still works despite you destroying it, and then it being sitting there for fucking 9 years or whatever. But it is pretty fucking
shit's
cool.
Gotta be corroded,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, man.
It's icy, the temperature's changing, so there's gotta be moisture in it somewhere.
I'll give you this. If that thing could walk, fine. I will give you that. But it still has all its working fucking guns. I'm like, get the I don't know. That was
everything was
to me.
functional.
Yeah.
I was going to say, canonically for me, it makes sense because when I fought Metal Gear Rex, I was using chaff grenades and a level 7 key card. So there was almost no damage done to it.
No, but then like you said, like then you when you destroy the radar on it and then the cockpit opens up with liquid in there. You
the radar makes sense because you're fighting with the mouth open, so that makes sense. Yeah, the rest of it, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I was like, it should. I don't know. Again, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But I do question like why would it work? Like it shouldn't be working, But, nonetheless, you get to pilot Metal Gear Rex. And if you remember, Kriss, many, many, many moons ago, I believe actually with we had Bacon, Senor Bacon there on one of our episodes there. Senor Bacon. Oh, I say his name. Senor DJ Bacon. We had argued about who do you think would win, Rex or Ray?
Right.
And so, do you remember that, Kriss, or no?
Vaguely, but not really.
Not really. And for sure, I think me and Bacon were both like on Team Rex, and Noise was Team Ray, I believe.
I don't remember what I said.
I think you were Team Ray, and I don't remember what Kriss said. And we're like, we'll find out. Maybe I think we left a big like, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll find out. You never know.
Anyways, I'm still Team Ray because of a certain thing.
Certain thing. Okay.
Yeah. Keep going though.
Okay, but yeah. So you get to what's cool. What's cool about this next section here is it's the escape sequence from Metal Gear Solid 1, but now you're in a fucking Ray, and you're not pulling over every time there's a Rex. Sorry, you're not pulling over every time there's a little checkpoint. You're just mauling everything.
Yeah, they're also not just soldiers. So
yeah.
I didn't really like this. Like it's so easy to get through here. Just keep charging forward.
Sure. No, it absolutely is easy.
It was a little too long, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. You know what? They could have added like maybe like a steel beam falls down, so you got to charge your laser to cut through the beam or something like that.
Or maybe make it a little more maze-like because you're literally just going in one direction. You can't turn Rex. No, you can only sidestep and then you go forward again.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Very very simple, very straightforward, very easy. But I still think it's pretty cool. I think
the first time I was like, this is fucking great. Like a giant Rex. Tearing down tiny Rexes, because they're all based on at least the dome, the head is based on the Rex design.
Yeah,
I think maybe this is what do you call it? It should have been for like when you are on top of Drebin's vehicle. You should have just been mounted on this machine gun the whole time. There should have been none of this bullshit. Stop and shoot the gate, and like get the ones get those suckers off of me or whatever, when you got to get the soldiers off you. It should have just been him driving.
We're in a tank. They can't get through. They're humans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you just shooting. The Big Mama escape sequence should have been her on their motorcycle. And personally should have been like, I don't know, like again, a little side turret or lock-ons. I don't know, maybe just, again, I don't like Big Mama's motorcycle and even Eva's motorcycle. You know that. It's my least favorite whole section. Because you can't enjoy it. On this one, you can at least enjoy it while you're walking through and mowing everything down. My personal opinion, you can enjoy that you're just obliterating all these geckos. That
I'm surprised Kriss didn't die here.
I didn't see the section here, but
I got close.
You did get close? How?
Yeah.
Oh, because you can't eat rations for the Metal Gear, huh? He has his own life bar. Yeah. But again, I like this section. I think you're right. A more maze-like would have been better. Or even, like I said, like steel beams fall down, so you got to switch weapons to destroy the steel beams or shit like that, you know. Even cooldown on the weapons would have been kind of cool instead of they're just infinite, you know. Like I know you guys don't play a lot of COD, but like on the, what is that bomber they use in COD? God, the big bomber, I forget what it's called right now. But like you have 3 different guns. You got the machine gun, you got the 30 millimeter cannon, and then the big boy cannon, and they each have their own cooldown, so you got to switch between them. So like likewise here, you know, like if the machine gun had a cooldown, and then the fucking laser had a cooldown, and what's the other one? Like missiles, right? Like they should have more cooldown, so you're not just using this one gun the whole time if you wanted to. But nonetheless, you escape. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm trying to remember, Noise, if we knew Ray was gonna pop out. I think we did see Ray in the trailer.
Yeah, that's why they want to show more and more trailers, because it does definitely show up, like it that whole scene where he pops out of the water.
Yeah,
it doesn't show Rex. It shows Ray in the trailer. So yeah, I mean, I get why they would show that in the trailer, just to hype people up, because it's like, oh yeah, Liquid escaped in the Ray.
Yeah,
in a Ray.
So has it a Ray? Yeah.
So this is why I say Ray, the finished, completed Ray.
The anti-Metal Gear Ray.
The anti-Metal Gear. That one will wipe the floor with Rex.
Because this one doesn't have the tail.
Yeah, this one doesn't have a tail. This is,
you're right.
This is the one Liquid escaped with. So who knows? We still don't know where that original Ray is.
Oh, no shit. That's what's kind of interesting.
With the tail. Where the fuck is that?
Yeah, because this one definitely is more along the lines of the ones that Raiden took out, that would just fucking the missiles, just nonstop missiles, you know?
Yeah. So this is.
Because this one's literally built to hang around outside of Outer Haven to protect it, but it's
Arsenal,
not the actual Arsenal. Well, no, Outer Haven. And this one, it actually says Outer Haven on it. But yeah, the one that had the original one that said U.S. Marines. Yeah, where is that one? Good question. But yeah, so yeah, he comes out, and so you know, classic Liquazzle brother.
Yeah.
Third boss fight. Again, this act is super cool. I'm like, fuck yes. I wasn't ready for this battle for this act to end. I remember going like, I love this fucking game. Again, after that bullshit act 3, even my first playthrough, I thought it was pretty bullshit, pretty weak of an act. Here's where I was like, oh yeah, okay, this game's fun again. I love this game. I'm super happy because now I'm fighting Ocelot. That's Liquid inside a Ray while I'm controlling fucking Rex. I'm like, how cool is that? Personally, I remember just sitting here going like, I don't want this to end. I don't want to kill him. I just want to sit here and fucking play Rock'em Sock'em Robots forever.
Right. Yeah. This was this Ray versus Rex is easily going to take first spot so far of all boss fights of all the Metal Gear games.
Nice.
I gotta make those fucking tier lists for sure. I'll try and make those one of these days. But yeah, so you get to fight him here. Again, I think it's a fun fight. I got no real beefs with this section. Other than maybe, I don't know. I got no beefs, man.
I'll tell you one thing. I was disappointed. Rex didn't do the roar.
Oh yeah, you were disappointed. Do the roar.
3 times I asked for it, and 3 times I was disappointed. 3 times I was let down. Like, do the roar, and he didn't. And even Ray got to do his roar, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, as I refer to as the Legiana roar.
Yeah,
and Legiana does the Ray roar. Yeah.
Now it's funny for all the people that know we do the Monster Hunter podcast. Ray does literally what Plesioff does, Chris. Did you notice that? He can jump into the water and then he comes back out. Yeah, and he stays and he comes back.
He never did that to me.
Oh, he didn't do it to you?
Oh, sure.
No. He can't jump into the water and then he'll come out and he even like slides on the ground. Like when he does his little cutscene, he literally slides on the ground a little bit. And every time he does that,
he flops around like a dead fish.
No, that's all that's missing is the fucking flopping around.
That'd be great if the Ray did that. It's just like flopping.
Flops around for a little bit and then gets up. Oh man. I so think of Plesioff. Oh fuck. But yeah, no, I like this whole section here. I think it's super fun. I think maybe I wish it was longer. I wish there was more, maybe different phases of this fight instead of just one big, like just you take out his life and that's it, you know?
Yeah. I wanted better controls.
I thought the controls were okay for me personally. I had no
for me, it's very clunky.
They were very floaty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very floaty, very slow reacting.
Yeah. And I get it. You're in giant mechs. This isn't Mech Warrior. But just a little bit smoother would have been nice. Because, yeah, man, on the Boss Extreme, I struggled to not get fucking because little cutscenes can get triggered, right? When you land like
special blows.
Yeah, special blow on him, or he does on you, and there's nothing you could do while that's happening. You're like, I'm fucked. There's no like wiggle the stick to get out. You're just kind of like, I just have to take this hit.
Did you do any of those, Kriss? Any of the special attacks?
I don't think I did any. I think I had a couple of them done to me.
Okay.
You had the one where he like shoots you and then you like freeze and then he jumps on top of you or something.
Yeah. Because you get they're straight up like little turf battles is what they look like, Because you get
a little like must,
Yeah,
you could do the same thing to him. Like if when you get the upper hand on him and he kind of it gets stalled. If you get close enough to him, you can press X, I think.
Triangle.
Oh, triangle. And then that causes a little mini cutscene, and you could do the same thing. You could fucking jump off the top rope or where the fucking like literally, like it literally just looks like two robots wrestling each other. But yeah, I had a fucking hard time for a minute until because I was using the missiles a lot, and I was like, these are the only things that kind of stall him long enough, and the machine gun is just kind of like to keep him at bay. But I kind of forgot that we have a dick laser.
Yep.
And so I started using that, and that instantly fucking puts him into stall mode. Like you don't have to wait for the missiles to reach him. It's just the laser goes, and he fucking like he just gets stunned. And then so I just started doing that, and it made the boss fight cake. After I don't know, like 30 minutes, I was just like, what the fuck? Like even my wife Jessie she told me the next day, she was like, oh yeah, I heard you fucking playing that. You were like, God damn it, why'd you go? Like yelling at the TV. And like I was not yelling, but I was definitely whispering loudly. Yeah. Damn it. But So was it
one of the best? Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just asking you, like, like you liked it. It was one of the was it an easy fight for you? Like, did you struggle with it at all?
It was straightforward. I wouldn't say it was easy. Like it wasn't too simple or anything. It was pretty straightforward. I think the thing that he kept doing to me was like he would hide behind things.
Oh man.
Like all those different obstacles and stuff. But it wasn't. I didn't find it annoying. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, what are you doing kind of thing. It was enough of a challenge that I enjoyed it. But not so much as like, holy crap, what am I supposed to do here? So I think as far as I'm concerned, at my skill level on naked normal, it was like perfectly suited for me.
Okay, cool.
So
did you die or no? I don't remember.
I did not die this fight. No.
Okay. So we forgot to mention that Raiden jumps off earlier at some point.
Oh right, he like rides shotgun.
Yeah.
On the Rex for a bit, and then he jumps off.
Yeah.
And we find out like right after this fight that he's pinned under the rubble that Ray causes, I believe.
I guess that's what I'm trying
to remember. Or is it before Ray shows up?
He was like, he looked like he was sitting there waiting for someone. And then they talked about like, oh, the geckos are coming or something. They're coming to get you, like watch out or something. And I'm thinking like, we're in Rex. I'm not worried about it. We just crushed how many of them, But Otacom's like, watch out, they're coming. And then he jumps off and he stands back as if he's going to stop them, which it makes sense. He stopped them before, but also again, we have Rex. So why are you worried, And then I think they do the self-destruct thing.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And cause all that rebel to fall and crushes him. Yeah.
Which again, it is. There was no reason for him to jump off if you really, really think about it. He could have just stayed on there the whole time. But he gets crushed by rocks and it's not from Ray, because then after that Ray comes out. So you beat Ray here, right? Now this next little section here. Liquid gets out of the fucking thing, right? And me personally, okay, I'm gonna tell you my story of this. So I'm thinking like, oh man, this was hella cool. This was an epic fucking chapter, what do we call it? Act, an epic act. I'm like, I'm pretty darn sure it's gonna be over by this point. I'm pretty sure there's nothing left for this act. And so I remember thinking to myself when he gets out of the cockpit, I said, oh shit, I did fall for it. I will be the first to say when he goes, Fox, and then fucking Snake goes, die. And he falls down. I was like, no way. I'm like, this is fucking epic. This is fitting. This was full circle, He died just like he fucking, the last game.
He died just like he died.
Just died just like he died, exactly.
He died as his sock puppet did.
Yeah.
I did fall for it. I won't lie. And then I do love how he's like, not yet, or what does he say? Think again. And he gets up like, you son of a bitch. I was like, God damn it, Liquid Ocelot. I'm like, you are a fucking king right now.
He pulled a Gypsyros on us.
Oh, 100% Gypsyros. Did you fall for it? Did you guys fall for it? What were you guys like, oh, shit?
I started to, yeah. I didn't, I don't think I really thought like, oh, he's for sure dead now. But like, I was like, oh, it's finally over, I guess. Okay. And then, just kidding. April Fools, but no, I wasn't like, I don't think I was as into it as you kind of say you were. Like this is fitting, this makes sense and everything. Like I was just like, okay, we finally beat him or whatever. I didn't even think like Fox died or anything. I just figured like we just finally killed him. He was in the Ray. It got destroyed and did enough damage to him that he's dead or at least very injured.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I fell for it. So
what about you, Noise?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No, I was like, no, really? I was just like in that mode. I was like, are you serious? You guys doing this again? I was like, no, this can't be it.
Now, what's funny is after this section here, I was like, yeah, I'm like, okay, good. I'm like, as much as I would have been okay with him dying there, but with the Fox die virus, I was also like, yeah, I love this character so much for it to be just like that. Like we need to finish him off properly, so I remember being relieved. Now I do like this part because then Snake falls out of his Rex technically, and he fucks up his shoulder or something like that. And he's chasing down Liquid, and I'll never forget how funny it is that Liquid's an old man running away, and he turns around, he's like, ha! He's like a little kid, dude. It's
You'll never catch me.
It really is, dude. It's so comical, dude. But I love it.
I could imagine if there was a secret theater of this scene.
Oh yeah,
that would have been him doing that, and like he turns around and trips or something.
He falls. But yeah, he went. Yeah. Oh no, he does the Peter Griffin. Yes, dude, he does the Peter Griffin. Oh, that would be fucking hilarious, dude. But yeah, then we get revealed this massive ship. Now, is this thing as big as Arsenal or same, smaller?
Well, no, Arsenal was completely different shape. This is like a vessel, like a
no. I meant like size wise. Is it as big as Arsenal or is it?
I mean, it's longer, but Arsenal had girth, so
yeah,
for sure. But yeah, he fucking he gets on this thing that has the railgun from Rex. By the way, that's the whole reason they were here. They were gonna get that railgun. So the fuck about Rex.
I was about to say, what is that ship, anyways? Yeah, but it's Ocelot's ship.
It's Ocelot Outer Heaven. I think is what it's tagged on.
Oh, right, that's what Mei-Ling said in the briefing. That's his right, because he's not calling it Outer Heaven now. Now he's calling it Outer Haven. So it's more like Liquid is
he's edgy like that.
Oh yeah, he's not. It's almost like he's letting go of Big Boss's dream and making his own thing, because he kept trying to do the Outer Heaven thing, and now he's like, you know what, fuck that. This is my haven. Like this is no longer Big Boss's dream. This is mine.
Yeah.
So you get this massive ship, and then Snake is sitting there on this dock, I guess you want to call it, defeated. He looks 100% defeated. He puts down his gun, and he's because like Ocelot or Liquid, or whatever you want to call him, is like full force, full steam ahead, like run over fucking Snake. I think it's kind of funny, a little like overkill. You could just shoot a gun towards him, like one of your big guns, like the real gun that you have there. But no, just run him over. By the way, the ship has like 4 busts or faces carved on it.
Mount Rushmore.
I remember the whole Mount Rushmore. It's not Mount Rushmore though. It clearly has.
It had Big Boss, Ocelot, right. Liquid, and
it's his Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
Liquid and
So I'm looking at it, and it's Big Boss. The fuck is the second one?
Dude, that looks like Old Snake, doesn't it? With the mustache?
No. Hold on. No, so sorry. The left one is not Big Boss. The one on the left is, Solidus. The one all the way on the right is Big Boss because of the eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who the fuck is? What the hell?
I've never known myself either, and I don't know if I've ever looked up to who the other two soldiers are supposed to, or the other two people are supposed to be.
Yeah, so it says one of them's supposed to be John, but it can't be John Doe. Why would it be John Doe? Oh, you're right. It is Old Snake. Oh shit.
And then the other one should be Liquid Snake, no?
So it's Solidus, Old Snake, Liquid, and Big Boss.
Oh, okay.
Which was generated by the Hull's Octo Camo. What the fuck? What? The Hull has Octo Camo?
Huh.
That's what Reddit says, but that's funny. This guy also calls him, not Kojimbo. He calls it Kojumbo, but I think when I called him Kojimbo.
But yeah, so you get this whole scene here. So Liquid, Old Snake's about to get run over, right? I do feel him there. He's like defeated, man. He's like, dude, like I can't beat this motherfucker. Like I remember from the beginning of the game, you've been trying to assassinate Liquid. That's all you've been trying to do. You're not trying to save the world. You're not trying to stop a nuclear catastrophe. You're just trying to assassinate one SOB, one guy named Liquid Ocelot, and you cannot get this done. He just keeps eluding you. It's not happening. So I do feel for Snake here. He is definitely defeated. He is like, dude, this is it. Here's where you get to the scene where we were talking about way earlier, where Raiden cuts off his own arm, right? Mm-hmm. And we're discussing whether or not he has pain. Again, unknown, because he does squeal like it's hurting. But then he runs out there. Oh, by the way, Kriss, I do want to ask you. So you're sitting there, and you're like, I'm about to fucking die. This ship is literally destroying the concrete that's in front of you. Bam, 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 bam. And right before it hits you, it stops moving, and the camera zooms out or whatever, and it's
a helicopter.
No, it's Hindy. It's revealed that Raiden is there catching it or whatever, blocking it, if you will.
Yeah.
I love this scene. I think it looks fucking epic. It's anime as fuck. I like it, even though I think it's bullshit. I agree, it's fucking stupid. It shouldn't work like that, but I think it looks pretty darn cool. Kriss, I remember you liking the anime-esque feel of Twin Snakes.
Yes.
What did you think of this section here? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I thought it was pretty cool. I can appreciate the fact that Raiden essentially sacrificed himself to save Snake. Mm-hmm. Because it's like one of those things where like you say in a lot of anime, it's what's number one rule of anime? Never kill the main character, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Raiden is one of the main characters, and they kill him. And I appreciate when they do that in the right way. Mm-hmm. And I think this was the right way, because Raiden very much looked up to Snake and said from the beginning when they met, like, it's my turn to protect you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I was about to say, yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. It took his life, unfortunately, but that's what he did. And I think it was just enough to snap Snake out of his like, oh, woe is me type of thing.
Yeah.
Because remember earlier, Snake was saying that to Raiden, like, you can't give up now, that now is not the time for quitting. You need to keep fighting, you know? And so for Snake to say that to Raiden and then just give up himself is kind of...
It's hypocritical and a slap in the face.
Yeah, exactly. So for that to kind of give him the wake-up call he needed, I think it was very well designed, very well made, and really got to the point. So it wasn't over the top. It wasn't, I'm going to stop this and then, something else is going to kill me, or there's 20 of them now and they're going to just crush me or whatever. It's believable, somewhat, Yeah. But it's enough that it makes sense, and it like I said, it snaps Snake and, oh crap, yeah, I need to, he cared for me enough to give his life so I could keep going to complete the mission.
Yeah.
So
did you notice also that this mirrors Gray Fox's death?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
very much so. Yeah, with Rex. Yeah. The only thing I think that I was a little confused about, and again, it's very minor, the whole suspension of disbelief thing, where Ocelot was, or Solid or Liquid or whatever on the ship, he could not see if Snake was dead or not. He couldn't see him at all. There was no viewpoint that he had to confirm that he was dead. or that what's his name was there or anything.
Well, yeah, that he's still in the same position. He's like, keep going straight. No, I agree with you. You couldn't see.
So it's like when what's his name goes to stop it, and he's like, what happened? What if it's just you ran aground? What if it's just as simple as that? You don't know that that's not what it was.
Yeah, you're awfully close to the coast. You may have just fucking hit bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
But and then he go full power or whatever he says, and then finally finishes him off or whatever, and it's like,
Noise.
I don't know.
What did you think of this part, Noise? Did you? Because I know how you feel about the game in general. Did you like that section? Did you think it was too anime?
This part was fucking epic. No, it wasn't too anime. I mean, this not to no pun intended, but this was very grounded.
Because, like I said,
as Raiden is now, he's grounded forever.
because, like I said, for me, 100%, I was like, all right, the mass, and if it's
German started doing physics.
Yes, if it's causing a indentation in the goddamn ship's metal.
Oh yeah, no,
which is not just regular steel. It's some kind of super age, new age steel and shit like that. There's no fucking way that the ground isn't fucking caving in front of Raiden. Yeah. But it looks so cool. I love it. I do love it. Now, this next little section, he screams out. And I got my 2 cents on this. He goes, Rose! And then you get that whole King Kong Chrysler building conversation between them with some somber music. Mm-hmm. I was sad. I still get a little sad when I hear this section here. Because I do believe that he does love her still. That he did love her. That's my boat. And that's always been my boat is the...
Well, it was actually Ocelot's boat.
The submarine, actually.
Technically, it's a U-boat because it can do both.
Shut up.
Damn.
No, I'm on the in that group that says he still loves her. Obviously, by screaming out her name, in my personal opinion. But then,
well, I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I think about that. But go ahead.
But also, like I think I asked Kriss earlier, like. Or the whole like, was it real? Was it not? And Kriss was like, no, it was never real. She never really existed. I'm like, no, she did exist, and she was sent on a mission, but she did fall in love with him as well. So like, I
so do you believe this is also not a VR mission continuing from 2?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I thought it was a sad moment. Now, Kriss, I remember the second you started hearing. What did you say? Remember when we met? You're like, oh god, you didn't want to.
She started with the. Remember what? Do you know what tomorrow is?
It was that what
the first line she said, and that's the line that I hate the most.
Oh man,
that is the line that caused me to have so much grief over her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But again, so this is playing. I remember you being like, oh my god, like fucking Rose, like, and everyone was giving you shit here, like, stop crying about it. I don't know what they were saying, but you're like, no, I get to cry all I want. Like, I'm tired of this bitch or some shit like that. Did you feel bad?
Were you crying?
No, I was
because I think I missed part of that, but okay.
I was making complaining noise, like
yeah.
Oh yeah,
because I had to listen to her again. And Meow came in my stream and called me a crybaby.
Ah,
and I was like, no, I'm not being a crybaby. I'm lamenting that I have to hear her voice. There's a difference.
Yes, and yeah, we were talking about like, so Kriss, does this mean that he really did love her or whatever? And I remember Kriss was saying like, oh, I guess maybe, I don't really know. And I was like, I think he was just reading out the name of the ship. This is the USS Rosemary. And he was trying to read it going, Rose, and then died before he got to finish the name of the ship.
Or maybe that was his emotion.
As he died?
Rose!
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Rose. But yeah, no, like I said, I did feel Rose. Noise, what were you going to say? Was about the section?
Oh, just that I think he was just trying to read the
name of the ship. No, like I said, I do feel bad. And then another trope that I wanted to bring up. By the way, we skipped a quick look section. So then you get Maylene in her fucking the USS Missouri. She goes fire.
Not my Maylene.
They shoot at this Outer Haven ship, and Liquid Ocelot's all like worthless fossil, you know, and obviously he's got a superior ship. But here's the funny part is, if she didn't miss, and let's assume he's not wearing that device he had on from Metal Gear Solid 2, that shit would fucking kill you. That worthless fossil would fucking kill you, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it's also not under SOP.
Yeah, it's still a fucking shell. That thing's gonna kill you. So I was thinking it was like worthless. I'm like, dude, like again, I'm assuming he's wearing all that stuff, and the ship might even have some other electromagnetic field as well to protect it from other kinds of incoming projectiles. But we don't, unless we see it. You're like, dude, that's like saying like someone's little BB gun is can't hurt you. It's like, I mean, in the right circumstances, it can fucking kill you. You know, like don't. I know you're a big macho man, but it can still kill you. But yeah, so then we get this again. This section, remember I was talking about earlier about the not hearing the chopper until it's in screen on screen or whatever, frame, right? Yeah. In frame. Likewise here, like so Snake falls down and he's just looking up at the sky, and the chopper's like right above his ass as it's coming down. And I was like, yeah, no, the chopper wouldn't fucking land like right on top of your ass. Like it wouldn't even really, I mean, personally, I think, I'm not an expert, I don't think it'd even land near, like right next to you. It would have to land a few feet away from you to just make sure, because it kicks so much wind. Remember, the reason the helicopters are flying is because they're kicking down so much fucking.
Not only that, but you could lose control, and and the stabilizing propeller could swing around.
Yeah,
and fucking murder your ass.
So they do that all the time in movies. Where like
we also did forget that what was left of Raiden was just his fucking
the sword,
the high frequency blade.
Yeah,
because I believe Snake yells for Raiden. I think.
He does. So, he says Raiden, yeah,
and he goes looks for him, and all that's left is the sword, which I guess they just left there.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna say it once again. He stabs his foot, Kriss.
On which part were we talking about here?
When he's blocking the ship.
Yeah, when he's bracing himself.
He pulls out the sword and he stabs right through his foot.
Huh.
You can even see the little white blood.
He clearly stabs like the outside of his foot, not actually his foot, but he stabs the ground so his foot can brace up against it.
So we get white blood for no reason. Then
there was no white blood. He spilled some milk. That was it. He didn't cry over it either.
No use crying about spilled milk, huh?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, you guys let us know. Does he stab his foot or not? He stabs his foot, 100%.
But let me look. Go ahead.
Story-wise, they should.
Yeah, but no, yeah. Again, Act 4. What else could be said about this act? Again, is it perfect? No, it could be better. But is it good? Fuck yeah! It's definitely the highlight of this game as of right now, right, Kriss? I mean. Yeah. Again, Middle East was kind of cool because you're like, all right, it's new. I'm learning all these new configurations, all these new buttons, all these new things. Act 2 wasn't horrible. It's actually not too bad, especially when you fight Octopus. But then fucking 3, whatever. Hey, if 3 is your favorite, it's your favorite. But 4 is the one where everyone was just like, yeah, this is a good game. This was super fun. I wonder how much of this was like, it's not even nostalgic. It was. I think, like Noise was saying, the love and care was definitely put into this act. It's the most detailed of all the acts, in my personal opinion. It just has the most things for you to like really be like, dude, this is Metal Gear. This is Shadow Moses. This is where it all started for most people, because we all know it started in fucking Outer Heaven and over in Zanzibar. Was it the first one? Was it Zanzibar the first one?
Zanzibar Land.
Zanzibar Land.
This is the second one.
That's the second one? It was the first one. Where does the first one take place?
It's just called Outer Heaven.
It doesn't say what country or anything like that. Yeah,
it's still Africa. Yeah,
it's still in Africa. Yeah.
So he does stab his foot, Kriss.
Nope, I refuse.
And by the way, Kriss was
substitute my own.
Kriss was doing most of this act with the pixelated solid snake face. I just remember
yes, he did do that.
which made a lot of people in your chat go like, I can't take this seriously with this fucking pixelated face.
Yeah, I think HeyJ had said at one point like the devs had spent hours and hours working on doing all the lip movements and everything, only for him to just have it just a face, and it's old,
bobbing up and down the same way it did in MGS one. No, he does stab his foot. I never actually noticed that until looking at it now.
Well, no, he stabs his foot. Which again, if you got pressure pushing up
He's watching that part again.
Slice his foot, but whatever. I think Kriss would have been better if he just stabbed in front of his foot.
That's right. That's why I say that is because it makes more sense.
Oh my God.
Stabbing through your foot.
The pain in Chris's face.
Oh, with the Jack.
Jack, do you remember? Like, you get... He's so mad. Just... Oh, man. I gotta take his fucking screenshot of this. It's so funny.
But yeah, that's the end of the act. Yeah. What did you think, Kriss? What do you think is gonna happen?
Crap, I don't even know. We already had the Metal Gear fight. So is there gonna be another one? I doubt it, but I've been wrong. So I mean, I thought we were gonna play as Raiden. So
are you gonna go back? Yeah.
Jeez. We have Screaming Mantis left, and then the real decoy octopus.
The real decoy octopus. He's still holding on to that.
That face. Oh
That's a new emote for you.
Yeah. I'll have to do that as an emote for sure. Man, I don't know. I don't know.
How about this? Better question. What do you want to happen?
Yeah, good question.
I want a proper fist fight with Liquid Ocelot.
Okay. Oh yeah, we didn't really have that.
Yeah.
What was the last game we had? And it was like, where the fuck is my fist fight? What did we play before this?
Before this was Portable Ops.
Shit, really?
Yeah. Portable Ops, 2 acids. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess Portable Ops doesn't really. That doesn't have any fist fight.
No.
They're just 1v1s.
Mm-hmm. And that's something we keep. I want to bring up again too. Like you said, 1v1s. Like every Metal Gear. Every Metal Gear boss that I can think of, with the exception of the ones that are like the 4 Horsemen and shit like that, are 1v1s.
Or the ones in this fucking game.
What?
In this game, they're not 1v1s except for
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, and even that is like you got all the geckos in the second phase. Right. You got all the frogs. Again, even though Octopus is separated her frogs from her fight, it's still frogs before you fight her. So it's like, what happened to like the 1v1 boss? That's the whole point of these boss fights,
Yeah.
And the Raven had her stupid little drones shit. So yeah, to me, it falls weak in that point. Like imagine if you were fighting Ray and there was just a bunch of other geckos around. That would take away from it,
Imagine if you're fighting Ray and there was a bunch of Rays.
Oh my God!
Oh, wait.
No. But no. Yeah. So you want a proper fisticuffs with the
fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs. Something called fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs. Yes.
Fisticuffs.
Fist a cuffs.
Filter fish.
Gefilte fish. Was it? But gefilte fish.
And once again, it comes back to Rush Hour.
Yep. Full circle. Oh, fuck.
There you go, Kriss.
What else do you want?
Did the roar.
What?
Yeah. The wrong roar, though.
That's Rex.
What? No way.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know which one you want. You want the one where after he crushes Fox?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to find that one. But yeah, that's a Rex roar.
Okay.
So Naomi's dead. Vamp is dead. We got
Naomi's dead.
Mantis left.
Yeah.
Mantis is left. Ocelot's still left, obviously.
I'd like Rose to be out of the picture permanently.
Do you want her to die? You want her to die?
I don't want her dead. I mean, if she happened to die, I'm not going to cry. But I don't wish that upon her. I just don't want her in the game anymore.
Yeah,
I hear. What does she have to be?
I did mention before that I do feel sad in this one and in Portable Ops that there's just no one to call, because for me that's what I did in every one of them, Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3. I called everybody 100 fucking times. Like everybody, I'm sure they were fucking tired of me calling them, and on this one you only got Ocelot. No, Otacon. I said it right. Otacon and Rose. And Portal Ops, it was literally only Campbell, because the other one was the prisoner extraction frequency.
Right.
He had Goth and he never picks up, but still, like it's I do miss the Codec Calls. Personally, that's just me.
It's the name of the show.
The Codec Calls, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But okay, so you want a fisticuffs, and then you want Rose to die.
I didn't say you said that. I just said I want her out of the game.
I heard you. Wink, wink.
Out of the game of life.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about Arsenal, and we still have the whole thing about Snake wants to end his own life. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah. When does that come up?
Do you think Snake will die at the end of this game?
Yeah, because you just had that whole thing about how anime says don't kill off the main character, and they just killed off a main character.
Yeah,
the main character from MGS2. He's gone.
And I figured it was going to be the opposite, where Snake was going to die off or become irrelevant, and he's going to take over. But that's not the case, clearly, unless he can regenerate like Cell. But
so do you think Snake will die at the end of this game, or even in the next act? And then Otacon is the one that's going to come out with his guns.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Action hero
with his guns.
I don't know, because we still have 5. I don't know. I'm so confused now because there's oh man. I mean, Snake only has so long before he becomes a weapon of biological weapon. So it's what, 3 months? Not even that now. I don't know. How long has it been? A couple of days?
A couple of days only, but still.
Yeah.
It's around the corner for sure. And that's just him becoming a weapon of destruction. I mean, that's not counting the fact that he's aging like crazy. So he's got
I don't know.
A few years at that.
I genuinely don't know. I am stumped.
That's good.
So I don't know.
I won't lie. I think once I finish this act myself, my first time around, I was kind of like, so what else is gonna happen? Like I was, because normally you kind of, like you said, you're kind of sitting there like, okay, we still got to do this. Oh, okay, we got to do that. Okay, but this one you're kind of like, what?
Now what?
We have to stop Liquid, but how? Like, how are we gonna fucking do it? Especially like Raiden's gone, Snake is fucked up. We have no fucking weapons. He has this giant ass submarine. What the fuck do we do? Shh.
No, it's not a submarine because it fully surfaced. A submarine can only do that part way.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it's this cool ass U-boat. Yeah, I remember thinking to myself too, like, what? Obviously, like something's got to happen, but like, what? I do remember thinking this game and this act does leave you off like completely like helpless. You feeling,
Yeah.
This is the Empire Strikes Back of these acts.
Yes.
Han Solo is in frozen carbonite. Luke lost his hand. Okay. He just found out Vader's his father.
Yeah. I know.
It's all fucked, and you're just like, fuck. You're like, this was not the ending we wanted. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, and especially because you're like, the heroes have to prevail, right? Like, right? Like, I guess they don't have to, but like they do, right? Like, we will win this fight, right? Right, Kriss? We'll succeed at the end of this game, correct?
I don't know.
Like, how could this possibly end?
I'm sure we're gonna succeed, but at what cost?
At what cost?
So, right. I feel that's the correct mentality. Like, at what cost? Like, what's going to be given up?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Is it going to be I have to literally give my life to end this? Is it going to be, he has a mutated form of Fox die? Is he going to use himself as a biological weapon against Liquid, and that's how he beats him?
Oh, is he just gonna cough all over him?
I mean, yeah, essentially. I wasn't thinking about necessarily just coughing on him, but yeah, something like that. Whether it's
or into his mouth, like just coughing straight into his mouth,
just kiss him, whatever. Little snake on snake action.
He did kiss you in Act 3. In Act 3, he did give you a big old smooch on the cheek.
Oh yeah. What if this is how Snake defeats Liquid?
Apes.
What's funny is I was thinking of saying there's one thing he can do. Apes.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we're gonna have a depressing ending according to Kriss.
Yeah.
Which is entirely possible. We did have a super depressing ending in 3.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I mean, 2 had a pretty depressing ending.
Yeah, and unresolved as well.
Yeah.
We weren't sure at that time too. It was like, was this all fucking made up? What the fuck? What happened?
Yeah.
One kind of, depending on who you murdered, or if you murdered somebody in the first one, if it's a sad ending or not. So yeah, I don't know, man. I still say 4 is a VR mission.
All right. So what's the checkpoints going to be, Noise? Since you've already gone through and completed.
I haven't completed the game.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, I was going to ask you. Well, I haven't completed it this time. Yeah, how's your PS3?
It's still out of commission for now.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so I might have to try to emulate the last part of it, but
you're not going to succeed.
No.
Why? What are you going to emulate it through?
On the laptop? Not
no.
Strong enough? Okay. Then I might just get PlayStation Now and play it there.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, it even for who has the highest end graphics card right now from NVIDIA, it took him a couple weeks just to get it fucking running, and it was still crashing.
Right. Yeah. Oh
yeah. Mine barely runs it with glitches and stuff and possible crashes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll probably
I'll
have to
just do it now then.
Yeah, the PlayStation Now.
I'll just do that. That's right. Not too.
Any word from it? That. Like, have you taken it to them or no?
No. So I was doing some more online searching on it because I was like, maybe I'll try and fix it myself. And I think I got because it's not even powering on anymore at all. Like it'll just go straight to the yellow rings. So I was reading into it, and the chip needs to be resoldered on there. And I saw this tutorial on iFixit that literally seems pretty fucking easy, and a bunch of people were saying like, yes, this is like super easy to do. You can do it yourself.
To solder?
No, well, you just hold a heat gun over the chip and it'll just resolder itself back into position. Like you don't fuck with it. Like but you can break it if you don't do it right, obviously.
Yeah, that's sketch for even me.
But I would need a heat gun for that, which I don't have, and they're not expensive. But I'm like, am I gonna buy a heat gun just to do that?
Right.
So I thought about taking it over to that local shop as well, but I'm like, there's still the risk of like, A, how much are going to charge me to do it? B, what if they fucking break it,
Yeah.
But it is technically broken right now then. So I'm like, if they break it even more, then I guess that's it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Got nothing to lose except what it's going to cost you to attempt it.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about getting the heat gun myself, because then I could always use a heat gun and just for other stuff, so. Just try it myself and see if, because again, I saw the video. It looked fucking easy. You literally take it apart, get to that motherboard, heat the chip up until it literally like solders itself back onto the correct pins. I think you do it to three chips, and then you let it cool down completely. You don't fuck with it at all until it's like really, really cool. Then
right.
You put your thermal paste, put everything back together, and it works. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I wish you good luck on that.
No, thank you. Because the first time it broke on me, like it would turn on and I could play it for like 30 minutes before it would turn off on me. But now it's just not even going on anymore. So
yeah, lame. It's an OG fat one.
It is the OG fat one. That's why I don't want to give up on it. But
yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So what do you think for checkpoints?
Next boss.
Boss. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because. So this act is kind of like Act 1 again, where there's more gameplay to the boss, to this next boss, or more content to the next boss than there is the next half in gameplay. Right? Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
Like how the first act was like, there was way more shit to do all the way to the frogs, and then after the frogs, there was just very little stuff, and then cutscene.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how this act is as well. Do you agree, German? Do you remember?
I'm looking at it right now, and I kind of don't agree. But so it's still kind of hard to break it up.
Yeah, because it's split into like 3 parts.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at the IGN thing?
No, I'm looking at some gameplay and going off of memory as well.
Because I mean, I don't think it's worth splitting into 3 parts.
But I think the first boss is too short, in my personal opinion.
What, to the first boss is too short?
Yeah.
Do you remember the second half?
The second half?
There's not much to the second half, dude.
No.
Like literally, there's almost no gameplay to the second half.
Not gameplay. That's the problem, though. It's just.
But that's what I'm saying is.
Yeah.
We're mostly going to be discussing. It's
okay.
It's more like the act that never happened, Act 3.
I get you. Yeah.
Where the second half is way more cutscene and than the first part.
Yeah, I see what you mean by that. Yeah.
So you think so?
Yeah,
so the boss?
I think the boss is fine. Yeah, that works out because it is Kriss, so
And plus, we're gonna have a lot to talk about on the second half.
There's gonna be so much. Yeah, there's gonna be so much to talk about. That's fine. I like it. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
So
alrighty.
So we're down to 2 more weeks of play left of this, huh?
At least.
2 weeks, and then a summarization. Yeah, a recap, which should put us at. That's what I've been trying to figure out too. Is so it'll be episode 45 because this is 44.
Yep.
No wait, 46 because this is episode 44 that we're doing right now. 45 and 46 are going to be the last act. 47 will be the summary.
47 will be the summary.
Yeah. So our year is actually going to come up on pretty much the week that we release the last episode for this what's it called, for this game.
So 47, episode 47.
Yeah, 47 will be our year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I know I was saying to do like a quiz on the show, but I have another idea for a different quiz.
Okay.
That we could do for that show that I'll be able to include our guest in if he's still game.
Nice.
So yeah, so that'll be our year anniversary episode. How fitting. The end of an era, which is kind of what this game was for a lot of Metal Gear players actually. And then we'll start a new era. The age of
apes. The apes.
What? All right.
Coolio. So yeah, we got our marching orders. Next boss, everybody, listeners, Phantom Limbs.
There you go.
So yeah, this has been Codec Calls, a Metal Gear Saga podcast. Oh, before I forget, because I always forget. Grab my notes. Alrighty, quick update. This is going to change also. So no more phone number.
Okay.
The email is going to change because I'm going to get rid of the website.
Okay.
Financially, it doesn't make any sense for me to pay for this website. And so that way, the money from the Patreons can go straight into the hosting of the podcast, and none of it goes to waste on the website. All right. So the email is going to change. If you would like to write to us, you can write to us at fans.pixelbenders@gmail.com. As I said, it doesn't make sense for me to spend extra money every year on a website that hardly gets any traffic anyways, as far as the analytics say. So the best way to just like even see what we're up to is join the Discord. That's where we talk and all the updates show up there anyways. Plus it's a more direct way to talk to us and give us suggestions and whatever. And you get to see everything we're doing there anyways. So we'll be eliminating the website. Like I said, you can join our Discord. Also, something that will most likely be dead in less than 2 weeks. We're no longer going to be on TikTok. And I'll be removing us from Twitter as well because, let's just say that platform is not great and also ran by a madman. So
yeah,
from now on, so the only socials you'll be able to find us on, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but only the meta stuff, which is funny. Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. So yeah, we'll just be on those 3 socials. So Chris's job has now been cut in half as far as the
word upload,
the uploads, yeah. So that should spare him 5-10 minutes a day.
It adds up. You'd be surprised. Yeah, it's.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. I know. That's why when you're like, oh yeah, man, I'll do all these fucking in one day. I'm like, no, you won't. Trust me, you won't. It's you have to be creative about this shit. So I'm super glad you're doing it, dude. You're doing a great job. I assume.
Thanks.
Like I said, I'm not checking up on you. People are liking it though. I do see all the likes and everything. So
That's
people
cool.
are liking them. And then if you'd like to support the pod, you can do so through Patreon. You get live access to pod recordings, early access to episodes as soon as I'm done with the edits. You can get a chance to be our guest, and also you get access to bonus content like movie reviews, commentary. Also, Kriss and I are also going to be working on some mini Let's Plays. We haven't told German, so this is news to German, but basically I'm educating Kriss on most of the video games that he missed out on, because if you guys remember back in episode 1, Kriss said that he didn't really play too many video games until later on in his life.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in watching some of that, we're just going to be playing like hard ass games because someone needs to get Kriss onto an even playing field with the rest of the world with video game skills. So I've tasked myself with doing that. So yeah, we have some of that stuff coming up for the Patreons. We want to give the Patreons more content than just early access. So yeah, this was Codec Calls, a Metal Gear Saga podcast. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I was Luis, codename Red Noise.
Hey guys, I'm Contra, codename Chrono Riser.
And I'm Dammit Kriss, aka Blue Rhino Boss.
And we'll see you guys next week. Beat the next boss. And what is? Oh, damn it! We were just talking about destroying things.
Inject your disc.
Oh, solder your disc to your PS3.
Oh, use your heat gun. Yeah,
use your heat gun. Yes, that's what I was trying to think.
Melt the disc.
Just onto the top of it. Just melt it onto the top.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.